collaboration on health-related research. Together, we're preparing tomorrow's healthcare professionals and investing in the people and programs that build healthy, livable, caring communities. St. Luke's and Boise State, proud to be blue.
Whether you're cleaning up to host a backyard game day party or just powering through your fall projects, you can count on the performance of Steel. From blowers to chainsaws, Steel tools are built to go the distance. With legendary quality and real dealer support, you'll find the right tool and the right team for every job. Steel, proud supporter of your Boise State Broncos.
Bronco Nation, game day isn't just about the blue turf, it's about the spread you bring. With the Camp Chef Gridiron Game Day, you're serving up real meals before kickoff. Smash burgers, breakfast burritos, or the perfect post-win steak. All with flamethrower ignition and size enough to feed the crowd. From Albertson Stadium to your driveway, it's flat-out flavor wherever you park.
Boise State!
The Camp Chef Gridiron Game Day, proudly fueling Bronco tailgates.
Attention Bronco Nation, don't let illness call the plays this season. Make sure you are up to date on your wellness immunizations so you can maintain a strong defense all season long. Getting vaccinated against serious preventable diseases such as measles, mumps, rubella, polio, whooping cough, and the flu is an easy win for you and your team. Keep your health in championship form. Talk to your healthcare provider today about your wellness vaccines because an immunized Idaho is a healthy Idaho. This public health reminder is brought to you by the Idaho Immunization Coalition.
Everyone needs a checking account, so get the one with built-in benefits to complement your unique lifestyle. Mountain America's My Style Checking has perks no one can pass up. You'll enjoy sizzling restaurant deals, peace of mind mobile phone protection, timely telehealth access, built-in identity protection, and clutch loan rate discounts. Make My Style your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle. Insured by NCUA. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration or activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Welcome back to the Mountain America Credit Union Bronco pregame show. Show your Bronco spirit with the Boise State Alumni Visa credit card from Mountain America Credit Union, the official credit union of the Broncos, featuring low rates, amazing rewards. Details at macu.com/BSU. College football just around the corner. Kickoff just about 15 minutes away. So it's time for us to get to the starting lineups, brought to you by Toyota. Just like Toyota, the Broncos bring reliability, power, and performance to the field. Let's meet the players who are ready to drive Boise State to victory, your Toyota starting lineups. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball. Pete in the backfield. Maddox Madsen, preseason all-conference, will be at the quarterback spot. Running backs will probably be alternated between Malik Sherrod and Sire Gaines.
Yeah, I think for Maddox Madsen, he's done a great job protecting the football. Only had 6 interceptions all last season. 3 of them came in the Fiesta Bowl against Penn State. Turnover battle is going to be critical, especially in these first games of the season.
As we look at the receivers, Matt Lauder, another preseason all-conference player, first team a year ago when he had 47 catches. He'll be a tight end. Wide receivers, Latrell Caples, Chris Marshall, and then Cameron Bates and Ben Ford are also expected to see time.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm not alone. Every Bronco fan would love to see Chris Marshall finally play like the player that we believe that he can be. But there's no doubt that Matt Lauder is very excited for this game. Almost a homecoming from him, being from Gainesville, Florida.
Cage Casey at left tackle. He's a captain. He's a possible All-American. Left guard Jason Steele making his first start at guard. Mason Randolph, healthy, will start at center. Roger Carrion and Dalen Matoyer will be on the right side of the line.
Yeah, and Cage Casey, probably the highest NFL prospect in this Boise State squad, rated the 63rd best player in college football. As you said, a preseason All-American, gave up 0 sacks last season, and every time he gets a pancake this year, $300 is going to go to the Boise Rescue Mission.
All right, let's take a look at the defense for the Broncos. Jaden Virgin Morgan, Max Steege at end. The tackles will be Braxton Feely and probably David Latu, although Boise State's going to rotate a lot of guys in there in the middle of the defensive line.
Yeah, it's great to have Braxton Feely come back to the football team, to be a part of that unit, to have a little bit of senior leadership. But for me, the highlight is going to be on Jaden Virgin Morgan. Again, no Ahmed Hassanin, more attention on Jaden Virgin Morgan, more double teams. Can he still have the same production?
We're expecting Boise State to play more nickel this year than dime, which means 2 linebackers on the field. One of the captains, Marco Notriani, 60 tackles a year ago. Jake Rep played a lot of special teams, not so much on defense last year, is supposed to be the second linebacker.
Yeah, and they talk about Jake Rip's physicality, how hard he practices, just completely earned that position to get in there to play nickel as opposed to dime for Boise State. Keep in mind, Marco Notriani, he will wear the green dot on his helmet. That means he's communicating from the coaches to the players on the field.
Amarion McCoy, Jeremiah Irby, returning starters at corner. Ty Benefield, Zion Washington, returning starters at safeties. And the nickels will either be Devon Banks or Jaden Mickey. I would expect they would alternate.
In my mind, this defensive backfield for Boise State is very, very deep, very loaded. A lot of first and second team guys on there. But to me, Ty Benefield, at least from the offseason, looks like he took the biggest step forward.
Starting lineups for the Boise State Broncos. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll get closer and closer to kickoff between USF and Boise State. More to come on the Mountain America Credit Union pregame show on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Get your head in the game and out of the checkout line with Albertsons Drive Up and Go. Place an order online and our team will select the freshest ingredients, crunchiest snacks, and coolest refreshments so you have everything you need for game day. When you pull up for the play, we'll send out our team for the handoff so you can make a break for the end zone. Albertsons is the official grocer and tailgate headquarters of Bronco Athletics. Just download our new Albertsons for You deals and delivery app, place your order, and drive up and go Broncos.
Hey Bronco fans, Bob Beeler here to tell you all about Event Rent, the official partner of Boise State Athletics. Whether you're planning a wedding, corporate event, backyard party, or the ultimate Broncos game day tailgate, Event Rent has everything you need. They offer tailgate packages all season long, so you can be the MVP of every home game celebration. My preferred choice when choosing rentals is Event Rent, conveniently located on Eagle Road just off the freeway. Check them out and visit IdahoEventRent.com.
Attention Boise State fans. Mountain Land Supply is your go-to for all things HVAC, plumbing, waterworks, landscape irrigation, tools and safety, and a proud Boise State college football supporter. Ask your HVAC specialist about our top-of-the-line Comfort Maker products exclusively at our new Nampa HVAC store. Whether you're upgrading your home comfort with a furnace this winter or air conditioning for summer, we've got you covered. Ask your HVAC dealer about Mountain Land Supply, where comfort meets community. And go Broncos!
You can help advance medicine and get paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is seeking people of all ages for paid research studies near you. No health insurance is needed to join. Your participation could lead to life-changing discoveries in medicine. Don't wait. Help move science forward. Learn more at VelocityClinicalTrials.com. That's VelocityClinicalTrials.com.
Welcome back to the Mountain America Credit Union Bronco pregame show. You can support your Bronco pride with the Boise State debit card from Mountain America, the official credit union of the Broncos. Details at any Mountain America branch, membership required, and it's based upon eligibility. Time now for our game day weather report brought to you by our friends at Tamarack Resort. That is important today. Temperature right now, 94 degrees, little scattered clouds, it's humid. So when you do the heat index, it's up to 104. At Tamarack Resort, wonder has no season, and adventure comes with mountain modern experiences. Come visit on Saturday for the 5th annual Bikes, Brews, and Bluegrass. Ride, sip, and jam with us in the mountains, only at Tamarack. Go to TamarakIdaho.com to book your Tamarack experience today. That will do it for the Mountain America Credit Union Bronco pregame show. We'll get Pete's keys to the game, and we'll kick this one off from Tampa when we come back on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountains, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today. Based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
Everyone needs a checking account, so get the one with built-in benefits to complement your unique lifestyle. Mountain America's My Style Checking has perks no one can pass up. You'll enjoy sizzling restaurant deals, peace of mind mobile phone protection, timely telehealth access, built-in identity protection, and clutch loan rate discounts. Make My Style your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle. Insured by NCUA. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration or activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
My name is Angie, and I smoked for 25 years before I finally quit. Honest attempts, I would have to say at least a dozen. I've smoked all my daughter's life. Even said that she'd give up her birthday presents if I'd quit, and that broke my heart. I don't feel like I have that ugliness tethered to me anymore, and the only way to get rid of it is to go through some discomfort for a little while, and trust me, the discomfort is completely worth it. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or visit projectfilter.org.
On the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield, Bronco football is brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union. We place members first. Albertsons, official grocer and tailgate headquarters of your Boise State Broncos. Anthony's, fresh Northwest seafood flown in directly to Boise. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Coca-Cola, official refreshment of the Broncos. And by Ford, official truck of the Broncos. It's game time.
Relentless, like a tidal wave that can't stop from coming.
Intercepted at the 33, Boise State, where they belong. It's a pick six. One of the blue bloods of college football. First down, Boise State.
Go out and conquer tonight.
Spread into the end zone for the score, and it is game on.
Go Big Blue, fight, BSU.
Kickoff is just moments away. Now with the call of the game, here's Pete Cavender and the voice of the Broncos, Bob Beeler.
Boise State begins their quest to repeat as a participant in the college football playoff. They went last year after winning the Mountain West, want to do the same thing again, and they will start ranked 25th in both the USA Today Coaches Poll as well as the Associated Press Poll as well. USF opening at home. They want to spoil Boise State's party. Over the years, the program was started in the late 90s. USF has won 63% of their home games, only 39% on the road, so they're a team that has been much better in the friendly confines of Raymond James Stadium. Shade is now coming to the near side of the field, which is the bench that USF will operate from. Boise State on the far side. It's going to be a while before Shade reaches that side of the field. Pete, give us your keys today. What has to happen to go 1-0 this afternoon?
Well, I think for the defense, they have to play fresh and fast. So that goes hand in hand. Make sure that their guys are feeling good. If you're tired, tap yourself out. Get a fresh body in there because you have to play fast, especially against this up-tempo attack led by Brown, the quarterback of USF. He's a very dynamic player. On top of that, Boise State cannot allow him to be explosive. He's a caliber quarterback to get 500 total yards of offense. Boise State cannot allow that because if he does that, more likely than not, Boise State will lose. Then offensively, I like to see Boise State stay balanced. I want to see him stick with the running game like we've seen in years past, but maybe open things up a little bit to some more degree. I think Maddox Madsen is primed to really have a heck of a season. I'm looking forward to him to starting it tonight against his experienced offensive line.
Now, Pete, you and I were talking before we got on the air about whether you want to receive or whether you want to kick. A lot of times Boise State defers to the second half. You kind of think you'd like to start with the ball tonight.
Yeah, I think so. To start the season, you really want to set the tone. The last thing I want to see with this USF offense that goes so fast is for them to score first. They get a little bit more belief, a little bit more confidence, and Boise has to play from behind from the get-go. I like taking the ball in this football game, trying to score first, 10-play, 75-yard drive, and then put the pressure on the Bulls and show the Bulls that the Broncos as good as advertised.
Broncos have just 3 captains that will be coming to midfield. Jaden Virgin Morgan, Cage Casey, and Maddox Matson. You say, wait, Marco Notriani is a 4th captain. Where is he? He is going to be leading the team out today with the hammer.
Yeah, the Dan Paul hammer, obviously huge part of Boise State football. Dan Paul really embodied what Boise State football is all about. Blue collar, but working hard and always having a smile on your face. Marco Notriani, a great candidate for him to carry out that hammer.
We look at the uniform combinations. The Broncos, white helmets, white jerseys, blue pants. USF, surprisingly, going with all black.
Yeah, that's really the same look Boise State had a few years ago down at Florida State, where the Broncos pulled the upset against the Seminoles.
Officials today will be out of the Mountain West Conference. Nolan Dumas will be the referee. Joe Stommer, the head linesman. John Kilmer, the line judge. Chris Bailey, the back judge. The umpire, David Williams. The side judge, Buddy Ferguson. Kenny Wilson is the field judge. Chris Booker is the center judge. Not too many rule changes. Most of the rule changes this year have come with things with cadence, things with trying to disrupt the other team.
Yeah, really an emphasis as well as players faking injuries after the ball is placed to kind of get a free timeout. That does happen now this season. It's going to be an automatic timeout for the injured player's team.
And we are awaiting the arrival of both teams. Smoke coming from the end zone to our right as the Bulls are just about ready to come out on the field. They're going to be the first team out onto the turf, the Bermuda grass at Raymond James Stadium. Double R Ranch is the Valley's premium trusted beef brand from the heart of the Northwest. Double R Ranch represents the hard work of our local ranching communities, boasting exceptional quality beef with bold flavor and juiciness. Whether you're enjoying a famous Double R Ranch Bronco dog or grilling steaks at home, Double R Ranch, proud partner of the Broncos. Right now, late arriving crowd, I don't know whether they're all underneath trying to stay out of the sun or whether maybe issues getting here for a 5:30 local time kick. We've heard the traffic around here around rush hour. We experienced a little bit of it yesterday. Can be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, obviously a lot of population down here in the state of Florida. Boise State's trying to disappoint every single one of them.
Broncos come out on the field right now. Again, the Dan Paul hammer carried by Marco Notriani. Latrell Caples is out there carrying the American flag, and the bleed blue flag for Boise State was carried out by Ty Benefield.
Good evening, gentlemen, and welcome to the 2025 college football season. Boise State, you're the visiting team. What is your call? Heads. Heads is the call. It is tails. You want the toss? Defer. You want the football. Which way do you want to kick? I'm going to kick that way. South Florida has won the toss. Defer to the second half. Boise State will receive.
So the Broncos will go from left to right as we begin things here in the first quarter. We are expecting to see Malik Sherrod run back the opening kickoff for Boise State. Of course, he had a 95-yard score 2 seasons ago against the Broncos for Fresno State.
That'd be one heck of a way to start the season with the kick return for a touchdown from the transfer from Fresno State, Malik Sherrod.
And kick returns this year are brought to you by Bill's Heating and AC. Let Bill's help you return a kick for a touchdown in your own home. Just like the Broncos, they know how to bring the heat and keep their cool under pressure. For year-round comfort, you can count on us. Call Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning, the Treasure Valley's HVAC experts. And it is indeed Sherrod going back to return the kick. With him as a blocker, a very weird number 55. Mana Tuioti is back there as well.
Tell you what, though, if you need a lead blocker and a kick return, why not get a big boy up there to do it and pave the way?
Tuioti is going to stand at about the 10-yard line. Sherrod, for the moment, will be at the goal line. We'll see who is going to kick off for USF to open the game. Gramatica kicked off last year. Could be him or could be Adam Zuagi. We'll wait and see who they put out. That's the one thing about first games, Pete. You never know sometimes who's going to be out there in game one.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's why it's going to be important, again, for Boise State, not only the players, but the coaches as well, be paying attention, see anything different they don't recognize, and make sure they get those adjustments taken care of on the sidelines.
And it will be Zuagi who will kick off for USF. He's going to put the ball down on the near hash mark, the left hash mark. And again, Sherrod is several yards deep in the end zone. The end zone to our left is painted South Florida Bulls with that U that looks like a bull's head is in the end zone to our right. USF spreads their kick team across the 30-yard line to run up with Zuagi. And the 2025 season is going to start for Boise State here and now in Tampa Bay. Zuagi will kick off, end-over-end kick. Sherrod on the 3 will pick it up. Right side, come to the 10, 15. Sherrod will fight his way to the 20, and that's about where Boise State will start at 1st and 10. So good coverage by the Bulls.
Yeah, obviously both teams with a lot of adrenaline. That very first kickoff of the season, a lot of big hits. Malik Sherrod, not the biggest of lanes to run through, but caught the ball on the 3-yard line. So had to do as much damage as he could do.
17-yard return for Sherrod. Good hang time that time by Zuagi that allowed the Bulls to come down and cover. So the first play for the Broncos will come from the right hash. Looks like it's going to be Sherrod that's going to be the lone back. Madsen will be under center. In motion comes Ford to the right side. Handoff Sherrod. Sherrod left side, breaks a couple of tackles. He'll get 3 yards out to the 23-yard line, and that's where the first play ends with a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, not a bad run there by Malik Sherrod. Didn't have the cleanest lanes, almost like that kick return, but had a few spins to get positive yardage. Almost got 4 yards on that first down carry.
Second down, and we'll call it, I guess, 6, as they did give him 4 on the first play. Shotgun this time for Madsen. 5-man front for the Bulls. 2 receivers wide to the left. That's the wide side of the field. Madsen rolls left, throws the ball there. They've got the first down of the game. Caples makes the catch outside the 35 to the 36-yard line, gain of 12, and the Broncos get them out in America first down.
Yeah, nice play there by Nate Potter, new offensive coordinator for Boise State. Rolled out everyone to the right, rolled Maddox Madsen to the left, away from the defensive flow to find Latrell Caples for Boise State's first down of the 2025 season.
They have it at the 36-yard line, so 2 plays has gotten them from the 20 to the 36. Shotgun again for Madsen. In motion comes Cam Bates. Quick throw to the right side. Bates with the catch and a tackle immediately by Deshaun Rucker, who had 56 tackles a year ago. Boise State's going to lose yardage on first one. Oh, excuse me, they're going to gain about a yard on first down. They'll mark the ball to the 38.
Yeah, that was just a nice job there by Cam Bates catching the football. As soon as he received it, took a huge hit there to the USF defender.
Sire Gaines, for the first time, is in the backfield off the left shoulder of Maddox Madsen. Matt Lauder, the tight end, moves from the left to the right. Madsen looks to throw, now scrambles, throws it out on the left flat. Gaines with the catch, the 35. Gets across the 40, close to the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7, and the Broncos are going to have 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. And last season, Boise State nearly 50% on 3rd down.
Yeah, just great recognition there by Maddox Madsen. Saw things that were breaking down, decided to take the football and run it himself before finding Sire Gaines wide open to make this 3rd down more manageable for the Bronco offense.
So Madsen 3 for 3 on the drive for 21 yards. 3rd and a long one. Madsen under center. Long count. Hands it off. Broncos are going to get the first down. They need 1. They get 2. And the Broncos will get their second Mountain America first down on the drive. It was Gaines that picked up the first down on his carry.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Sire Gaines, since he got injured in that Portland State game last year, was able to redshirt, so still just a freshman. Nice, tough running in that teeth of the defense, getting the first down.
Sixth play of the drive for the Broncos. They've moved it 27 yards out to their 47-yard line. Sherrod now in the game again at running back. Madsen gets the snap. Good protection. Throws it over the middle. It's caught by Wagner. Wagner will get into USF territory to the 49-yard line. Another short gain on first down. Linebackers there to help make the stop. But again, pickup of about 3 or 4.
Yeah, just nice job by Boise State, just kind of nickeling and diming South Florida's defense to some degree. Now that they're on their side of the field, I'd maybe expect a few more shots from the Broncos.
Second down, and we'll call it 6. Ball at the 49-yard line. Bulls this time with a 5-man front again. Some linebackers cheating up. Madsen is under center. Looks like Sherrod is the running back now. Madsen hands it to Sherrod, right side, cuts back in the middle, gets inside the 40. He's got the first down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Another 10 or 11 yards on the gain. And Boise State is just methodically moving its way down the field with another Mountain America first down. It's third of the game.
Yeah, that was probably the best running play there for Boise State's offensive line. Really opened up a huge hole there by Roger Carrion and Dalen Matoya there on the right side. Great job there by Malik Sherrod.
So from the 39 of USF down to 10:48 to go in the first quarter. So almost 5 minutes gone by on the opening possession. Madsen back to pass, looking downfield, flushed out of the pocket, throws it. May have tried for an incompletion there. Lauder in front of the bench was covered by Fred Gaskin, one of the safeties, and it's incomplete, 2nd and 10.
And a smart decision there by Maddox Madsen. Decent protection up front until eventually broke down. Instead of trying to force that ball in a tight window and risk a turnover, just throw that football away and live to fight another day.
Dylan Riley in the game, so Boise State has now used 3 running backs on this drive. 2nd and 10 from the Bulls 39. No score. Broncos with the game's first possession. Handoff to Riley. Tries the left side and gets thrown back. He may not get to the line of scrimmage. Jalen Schuler, linebacker, at 12 tackles in the bowl game against San Jose State, made the stop. We'll see where they place it. They're going to give him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage. So Boise State with a long third down. 3rd and 10 from the 39. This could be 3rd and 4th down right here.
Yeah, it could be. And this is typically where we see a lot of pressure from South Florida's defense as well. A lot of different looks, a lot of aggressive play. Hopefully Boise State can hurt them in their over-aggressiveness.
Broncos last season almost 50%. Nobody in the backfield with Madsen. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Madsen looks right, throws it to Sherrod. Makes the catch, did not get the first down. The ball is knocked loose, and it looks like the Bulls have the game's first turnover. And they have recovered it around their 40-yard line.
Yeah, just looking at it with my naked eye from up here in the booth, almost looked like Malik Sherrod was almost down. That might be a play that gets reviewed, potentially overturned in the Broncos' favor.
So the fumble would come on a 3rd and 10. And with 9:45 left, are they going to take a look at it, Pete? I think they might.
Yeah, it looked like it was close enough to definitely take a second look on review.
We'll take a break. Nothing for the Broncos. USF may have the ball when we come back on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
When the game... Company and Kloss, your trusted team for top-tier farm equipment across Idaho, Oregon, and Eastern Washington. From Kloss forage harvesters and combines to tractors built for every acre, we've got you covered from planting to harvest. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Mountain View Equipment proudly serves you from Meridian, Jerome, Homedale, and Sunnyside. Mountain View Equipment Company and Kloss, always ready because uptime matters. Visit mtvieweq.com. Go Broncos!
Looking for affordable storage? Look no further. Storage Self-Storage is family-owned and operated and the official self-storage partner of the Broncos. Whether it's storing personal treasures, holiday decorations, cleaning out your garage, storing your boat or RV, or even storing your entire household for the big move, we've got you covered at any of our 19 convenient locations serving the entire Treasure Valley, Donley, and McCall. Hop online at storit.com because since 1972, we've been able to store it for you.
All right. right, it's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Bud Light is a proud sponsor of Boise State Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The two linebackers, a part of what looks to be a forced fumble for the Bulls. Forced fumble by Harris, recovery by Schuler. If so, Bulls will take over around their own 40-yard line. This is a review, and the review presented by Sparklight, top-rated internet, always working for you.
And after getting a couple different looks at it on the replay monitors here in our booth, it looks like Malik Sherrod, that ball was loose before he was down. Never give up hope, obviously, but I think that's a turnover in favor of the Bulls.
25 takeaways the Bulls had last year, one of the better numbers in the country. Boise State was stingy with the ball. The Broncos offensively last year only had 12 turnovers in 14 games.
Yeah, but you can see why that linebacker core is a strength of this defense for South Florida. Mac Harris, who caused the fumble, as we said earlier, fourth best prospect in the American Conference, then best friends with the middle linebacker Jalen Schuler, who jumped on that fumble.
So the Bulls will have the football on the fumble off the screen pass on third down. He didn't have enough yards for the first down, but Boise State could have gone for it on fourth down. Byron Brown, over 3,200 yards passing in 23, 65% completions, 26 touchdowns. Again, they want to go fast. Starting running back, Cartavius Norton, the transfer from Charlotte. Quick pass to the right side, Singleton with the catch. And in the backfield, he'll be tackled for a loss by Devon Banks, who gets the call to start at nickel.
Yeah, Mario McCoy did a nice job really disrupting that play as well, getting away from the blockers and involved in the tackle.
And you can't sub. Snap already made. Brown, quick pass in traffic, nearly intercepted by Amarion McCoy. It's incomplete. And now, behind the chains, USF's going to have to go for 3rd and 10.
And that's the problem with tempo. But if you had to grade Amarion McCoy's first two plays, A+, A+.
Broncos looking for a third down stop here. USF last year next to the bottom in all of college football, 25 minutes time of possession. Third down and officially 11 as the ball back on the 39-yard line. Long count, so this time they're not going with tempo. They want to try to get the third down conversion. They were 39% a year ago. Brown gets the snap, has protection, flushed out of the pocket. Feely had him nearly, and that will go down. Back at the 27-yard line, Feely stunned him, and then he was finished off by the rest, Rip and Latu.
And that was your Airvan move of the game, brought to you by Airvan Moving, the official moving company of the Broncos, and for your next move. Excellent job by that defensive line. We talked about the inexperience, but it doesn't matter. Completely run over the offensive line of the Bulls to get the sack on Brown. Boise State's defense, 3 and out.
So the Broncos come up with the huge sack. And now after just 3 quick plays, the Bulls will punt the ball with Leon doing the punting. And the punt is going to be off the side of his foot, bounce it around the 35 and roll out of bounds somewhere near the 25. And officially it'll be about a 36-yard punt with no return. So Bronco defense has the offense's back, Pete. Comes up with the big sack and forces the punt.
Yeah, it was just a great job by Boise State's defense after the Bronco turnover, fumble lost by Malik Sherrod. Other than getting an interception or turnover of their own, a 3 and out. Great job by the defense getting the offense back on the field.
So officially they'll take over at the 22-yard line. Boise State had the ball for 10 plays on their first drive, had it for over 5 minutes. See what they can do here. Madsen, quick throw left side. Ball caught at the 25-yard line, and receiver Quentin Brown, a freshman, got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. these bubble screens haven't been able to pick too much yardage up for the Broncos to start.
Yeah, we see quite a few of them so far, really more by South Florida on that one possession. Their two first plays were wide receiver screens. Boise State trying to get the outside of the Bulls defense too.
No score. Both teams have had the ball once. We'll go past 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Madsen sends Bates in motion to the right side. Madsen to throw again. Madsen rolls right, throws it out in the flat, and it's incomplete. Threw it at the feet of Sherrod. And now Boise State will have a 3rd down and 9 coming up from the 23-yard line.
Yeah, again, I think that was just a smart decision there by Maddox Madsen. Again, not risking a second turnover for the Bronco offense. Even though he got 3rd and long, you still want to reset if you don't have that play dialed in and you're risking a turnover.
Broncos on 3rd downs today. 1 out of 2. Sire Gaines in the backfield now with Madsen off his right shoulder. Madsen gets the snap in the pocket. Quick throw right side. It's broken up. Had Bates. Nearly coming up with the interception was Lee, the nickelback for the Bulls. He knocked it away for the pass deflection, and Boise State will have a 3 and out and now have to punt.
Yeah, Max Madsen tried to put a little air under that ball to get over the defender's head to find his wide receiver, but just didn't have enough air underneath it.
Punt will come from the 29-yard line. Doyle with his first punt as a Bronco, rugby style to the right side, gets a tumbling kick, fair catch called for back around the 25-yard line. A flag is down from the far side of the field. It'll be a 46-yard punt for Doyle. They'll mark it down at the 25 pending the penalty, which is going to be moved upfield. The flag's going to be dropped on the 42 of USF. Somebody get called for holding? Trying to think what else could be in the middle of the field. I would guess maybe holding on USF.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it there on the outside.
To play, 1 by each team. Illegal formation on the kicking team. More than 4 players in the backfield at the snap. During the kick, holding, number 31, receiving team. Those penalties offset. We'll replay 4th down.
That's a tough break for the Broncos.
It is.
Not lining up in the right side. That's one of those self-inflicted penalties.
Yeah, and that's just one of those things that happened in game 1, and typically the cleaner team ends up winning the football game. Hopefully Boise State, that's one of their few self-inflicted wounds this game.
Back to return the punt for the Bulls will be Joshua Porter. He's a sophomore. Last year they averaged a little better than 10 yards a punt return. In Boise State last year, just 38.2 on the net on the punt. So that was basically a practice punt for Doyle. Snapper will be Mason Hutton. Doyle ready to go. Rugby punt again for Doyle, and Doyle's punt this time will be returned from the 22-yard line. Getting to the outside and getting a few on the return was Porter. On the punt that time, about 50 yards, but 9 on the return. And the Bulls will have a 1st down, getting their 2nd possession officially at their own 29-yard line. We've got timeout on the field. No score as the Bulls get the ball back on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Bronco Nation knows a little something about home field advantage, and these partners bring that same energy to your home. Give it up for your Boise State home team. Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Boucher Real Estate, Blind Appeal, Cloverdale Plumbing, Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, Mr. Mud, Nampa Floors and Interiors, Row Paint, and Snake River Pool and Spa. When you need help at home, make them a part of your home team.
You guys like my new Broncos hoodie? It just saved me 20% on my oil change.
Wait, what?
Every Friday, get 20% off at Valvoline Instant Oil Change when you wear your Broncos gear. No appointment, and you stay in your car while they work.
That's smoother than our tailgate playlist.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change is the official oil change partner of the Boise State Broncos. Visit VIOC.com/Broncos.
Have any big changes happened in your life lately? Your Health Idaho is here to help Bronco fans get affordable, quality health insurance. If you've recently lost coverage, moved, had a baby, or gotten married, you could get quality health insurance at a lower cost thanks to tax credits available only through Your Health Idaho. Plus, anyone can enroll during open enrollment starting October 15th. Visit yourhealthidaho.org to learn if you qualify. That's yourhealthidaho.org.
Tackle game day with the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide with an ice-cold fountain drink, one of the concession stands. USF will get the football for the second time. We are scoreless with 7:31 to go in the first quarter. First drive after a fumble recovery. Broncos limited to just 3 plays, forced to punt. Big sack by Braxton Feely. Pete's move of the game presented by Airvan. So negative 11 yards is what USF has on their stat sheet.
Yeah, they almost got as much yardage on that punt return that they did their offense. That first possession there. Hopefully Boise State's defense can stay dominant, because it looks like USF's defense is going to be a challenge for Boise State with their team speed.
So they're going to start at their own 29-yard line. They ran 2 plays on the first drive. Brown was 1 for 2 for negative 1 yards, and then Brown negative 11 on the sack. So I guess officially negative 12 on the drive. Broncos have subbed some guys up front. Madry and Washington now playing at tackles. Steege and Virgin Morgan remain at ends. They will play 2 linebackers, Rip and Notriani. Irby and McCoy at the corners. Washington, Benefield, and we'll see who the nickel's going to be. It looks like it's going to be Banks. So that'll be your 11 for the Broncos on defense. Bulls break the huddle. 2 receivers to each side. They've got a running back. That's Franklin, the transfer from UT Martin in Oklahoma, in the backfield with Brown. And they're going to make a zone read and throw the ball to the right side. Ball caught behind the 30. Benefield with a quick tackle and a very limited gain for USF. Rubin with the catch. He's a transfer from Stanford.
Yeah, great recognition there from Dye Benefield, who had a huge offseason for Boise State.
Gain of 4, so it's 2nd and 6. Brown with a handoff up the middle to Franklin, and a great open field tackle by Jake Rip right around the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1, but Rip there to close the hole down. You talk about tackling in week 1. Boise State has been on point on the first 2 drives.
Yeah, they really have. USF hasn't had tons of offensive plays, but they've done. Boise State's defenders been in their face. Typically a one-on-one tackle, and the Broncos have brought them down.
3rd and 5 now for the Bulls from their own 34. They need to get to the 39 for a first down. Rubin in motion to the left. Brown, pressure in his face, gets the completion to the 35, and it's going to be right around the first down. Singleton with the catch, and the tackle made. I think he's going to be short of the first down, and he went down at the 38, so that'll be a gain of just 4. They needed 5. USF leaves the offense out for 4th and 1. Come to the line in a hurry. Brown under center, everybody in a rugby scrum. They're going to try to draw him off, or are they going to snap the ball? Brown gets back, looks at the off the sidelines. Now comes back under center, and they're going to run the play. He runs it up the middle. I don't think he got it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I think Boise State may have held at the 38.5-yard line. They needed to get to the 39 for a first down as the Bulls go for it on 4th and 1.
Yeah, interesting formation. I don't think I've ever seen an offense, all 11 men in the box, so they're very tight there with all of Boise State's defenders as well. Boise State gets it.
4th down stop. Boise State comes up with the big play.
What a job by that Bronco defense. I thought USF was going to try to draw Boise State offsides at first. A great job by the D holding their water and not jumping. Then huge push from that interior defensive line. Linebackers helping as well. Ty Benefield and McCoy jumping on top. USF gets shut down on 4th down.
So the Broncos will take over at the 38.5-yard line. Comes with 5:45 to go in the first quarter. So a stop on downs. Bulls had a fumble recovery, so both teams' defenses have come out. No score. 5:44 to go. Matson with a pass, and it's off the hands of Marshall. Marshall had trouble kind of breaking. At first, I thought maybe there was a hold or a bump by the defensive back, Chenault, but nothing was called.
Yeah, definitely some hand battling there with Chris Marshall and then the defensive back as well, but unfortunately an incomplete pass there for Boise State.
2nd and 10, Boise State, just short of the USF 38. Broncos with 42 yards in the first quarter. Madsen awaits the snap in the shotgun. Gains into the pattern. Madsen over the middle. Ball caught by Marshall, his first catch of the season, and he moves the sticks for a first down right around the 25-yard line for a gain of 13.
Yeah, you love how Chris Marshall pops up, too, claps his hand and points a first down. I think the more confidence Chris Marshall gets, the better he'll get as well.
Last season, Chris Marshall only had 3 catches, with 2 coming in the opener against Georgia Southern. So the Broncos with the first down on the 25. Entering the red zone. The Coastline Equipment red zone. Back to pass, Madsen steps up into the pocket. Madsen avoids the sack and then gets hit a yard short of the line. Madsen got nailed by the defense coming in there to make the play. Schuler, the linebacker, on the stop. They'll call it a half-yard loss, so maybe it will be a sack. Maybe they'll just call it a tackle on a run. And the Broncos now with a 2nd down and more than 10. Down to 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. USF with a 5-man front. Madsen gets the snap. Hands it to Gaines. Gaines trying to bounce to the outside. Sheds 1 tackler. Sheds 2. And gets very close to first down yardage. They're going to mark him just short. Out of bounds around the 16-yard line. So he got 10, needed 11. But Boise State now with a very workable 3rd and 1.
And you can just see the intensity that Sire Gaines plays with, and the tenacity and the never quit attitude. No one's going to bring him down. That was one heck of a run by Sire Gaines, just using his effort and sheer power to dominate South Florida.
Boise State scored 88% of the time in the red zone. 74% of the time they had touchdowns. Madsen under center on 3rd and 1. Handoff. And it's going to be a first down for the Broncos as they just barely get across the 15. It was Malik Sherrod carrying. And, they're going to say they're going to mark him short. I thought he was through, but they are about inches short as the ball marked just shy of the 15-yard line.
And Spencer Danielson elected to keep his offense in the field. I like the aggressiveness playing on the road to open up your season.
Broncos got a 4th down snap on the last drive. Boise State 15 of 22, 68% last year. Gaines is in the backfield. Madsen hands it to him. Gaines will get to the 14 and just barely get the first down, but the Broncos get the 4th down conversion and move the sticks with another Mountain America first down.
Yeah, Sire Gaines, the hammer of Boise State's tailbacks, much bigger than Malik Sherrod or Dylan Riley in this football game, about 225 pounds of muscle, and he needed every pound to get that first down.
Clock down to 2:45 to go in the quarter. Broncos to the 14-yard line. Broncos have run now 19 plays to just 7 for USF. Madsen throwing towards the end zone, and a flag is down. They're going to call Rucker for a hold or pass interference on Chris Marshall.
Yeah, nice play action there as well from Boise State's offense. Got South Florida to bite, thinking it was a run.
So we'll see where they'll mark the ball off the penalty.
Pass interference, number 22, defense. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul and automatic. First down.
So they're going to put it at the spot of the foul, maybe inside the 5. Let's see where they finally mark it down. They've got it at the 5 right now. I thought the pass was further downfield than the 5, but that's where they're going to take it. So the Broncos now, and they moved it just inside the 5 down to the 4.
And the Broncos, with many offensive plays that they've had, Really need to finish this drive with 7 points on the board.
Broncos have gains in the backfield. Madsen under center. Madsen 7 of 11 in this first quarter for 40 yards. Gains 3 carries for 13. Handoff Gaines. Good hole. Gaines driving to the 2. Gaines to the 1. And he'll be knocked down there.
Gosh, and if you're watching on the TV and listening to Bob and I, one thing you can tell watching Sire Gaines carry the football is he simply runs hard. Great effort once again inside the teeth of the defense to set up Boise State just a few inches away from the first touchdown of the season.
Ball resting inside the 1. I formation this time. Fumbled snap. Madsen picks it up, gets close to the goal line, but they'll say a knee was down. So he'll get back to the half-yard line, and center exchange in an opening game. Shade now engulfing about almost half the field, coming from the near side of the field.
Yeah, the shade's about the hash mark, but again, those are the mistakes you see in the first game of the season. Almost inexcusable they'll have a mess up between quarterback center exchange.
And we have a flag down. If it's a false start on the Broncos, it's going to put the ball back on the 6 for 3rd down. USF pointing at Boise State.
Yeah, you see Mad Dog talk to the officials too, not sure what they saw.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 45, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Now you're probably going to have to throw for it as the ball moves back to the 6-yard line.
Yeah, Boise State came out of that huddle up the line of scrimmage in a hurry, snapped it quick. Maddox Madsen should just let his offense settle down a little bit before snapping that ball.
So from the 6, Boise State has dominated 69 yards to -3 for USF. Broncos' 3rd possession, 3rd and goal at the 6. Forward in motion to the right. Broncos may be audibilizing at the line. Madsen, quick throw on the slant into Marshall, caught at the 4 and goes in for the score. The first score of the season belongs to Chris Marshall. And with 1:10 to go in the first quarter, the Broncos lead 6-0.
And that was a full-grown man play by Chris Marshall. Inside slant, nice dart pass from Maddox Madsen. Chris Marshall's been held this entire first quarter. Doesn't matter, out straight that defense and get yourself some points on the board. Great job, Chris Marshall.
Marshall was able to draw the pass interference penalty, get the touchdown pass there. 9 plays after the 4th down stop. Broncos go 32 yards. 9 plays, 38 yards. The extra point by Boomer is good. And the Broncos get the first touchdown. And our touchdowns are presented by Store It Self-Storage. For all your storage needs, Store It has you covered. And the kick presented by Nampa Floors and Interiors. Okay. We got 10 seconds right now. Let's pause for station identification. This is Bronco football. Let's take time out. Boise State up 7-0. The scoring drive, 9 plays, 38 yards, 4:35 to go. And our scoring drives presented by First Federal Bank. More to come on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Everyone needs a checking account, so get the one with built-in benefits to complement your unique lifestyle. Mountain America's My Style Checking has perks no one can pass up. You'll enjoy sizzling restaurant deals, peace of mind mobile phone protection, timely telehealth access, built-in identity protection, and clutch loan rate discounts. Make My Style your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle. Insured by NCUA. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration or activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
When Broncos fans are hungry for action, they head to Albertson Stadium for some great football. When they're ready to experience the essence of the Northwest, they head to Anthony's Restaurant in downtown Boise. Enjoy Northwest favorites like wild salmon, fresh oysters on the half shell, halibut, and more at Anthony's in downtown Boise, with free validated parking in the Simplot Garage. Dine before or after the game. Make your reservations today at anthonys.com.
Kohl's Labor Day sale is here. Sure, it's hard to admit summer's ending, but with $10 off $25 spent at Kohl's, you can stop living in denial and start living in cute cardigans. Yep, we're back to wearing layers. So welcome fall with savings on jeans, tees, candles, and comfy bedding. And earn Kohl's cash all weekend. Trust me, your future cozy self will thank you. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer ends September 1st. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Idaho loves Bronco football and getting out on the water. To tackle invasive species, every watercraft, including boats, paddleboards, and kayaks, must be cleaned, drained, and dried after use. It's up to us to protect Idaho's waters. Boise State gets into the end zone first. They will lead it 7-0. 6-yard pass, Madsen to Marshall. Marshall with his first touchdown as a Bronco. Last year, just 3 catches for 13 yards, only played in 4 games. And he's been a factor in this first quarter.
Yeah, it really has, but the offense has been getting after South Florida a little bit. You look at the total plays, Boise State's had 22 of them. The Bulls just 7. The Broncos have 75 yards of offense. The Bulls -3. The Broncos have 6 first downs. The Bulls none. That was a must-have touchdown for Boise State. Boise State's dominated this first quarter against South Florida. They needed that touchdown on the board to prove it.
All right, let's see who's going back deep for the Bulls. It'll be Alvon Isaac along with Jaquan Smith. The kickoff man for the Broncos is going to be Colton Boomer. Wasn't sure if it was going to be Jared Reeser or Colton Boomer, but it will be Boomer. Boomer, a Floridian. Played first part of his career at UCF, a couple hours across the state in Orlando. Isaac and Smith again to return for the Bulls. Ball just inside the left hash. 7-0 Broncos with 1:10 to go in the first quarter. And Boomer with a boomer. It's going to be halfway into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. So the Bulls will start their third possession at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, they hit the U that looks like the bull on that one, so I'd say Boomer was bullseye on that one.
7 plays, as Pete mentioned, for just 3 yards on the first 2 series. Broncos have a 3rd down sack and a 4th down stop. So key stops presented by Western Heating and Air. USF with 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right. They've got a tight end and a running back. Brown in the shotgun. They go to the run. They'll hand the ball off. Carrying it is Norton. And he'll get maybe a yard out to the 21-yard line. Boise State's middle of the line, able to converge quickly. Virgin Morgan is there, also getting up from the bottom of the pile. Jeremiah Irby. No, Triani was around the pile. And now on 2nd down and 9 from the 26. USF looking to throw. And Brown will be sacked. It'll be the 2nd sack in the game. It's a party in the backfield. The sack back at the 18-yard line. Jeremiah Irby, the corner, one of the first to get there, but a lot of teammates were there as well.
Yeah, that party in the backfield there is called club quarterback, and Boise State all dancing in the club. Big sack there once again, the 2nd sack of the game from the team that led the nation in sacks last season.
We said they might have trouble getting to 55, but they already have 2 in the quarter, 20 seconds left in the quarter. 3rd down coming up back at the 18, so they've got to go 17 yards for a first down. Brown in the shotgun, maybe audibilizing, claps his hands, gets the snap in the pocket, throwing it long down the middle. He's got Nimrod there, and they've got the gainer. Irby on the stop at the Bronco 45. It'll be a gain of 27.
Yeah, Chaz Nimrod, one of the better wide receivers returning for South Florida. The big catch there, one of their speediest players you saw there, burnt Boise State deep.
So that'll get the ball on the pass down the hash. The final play of the quarter will get the ball down to the Bronco 45. We've got timeout on the field. 7-0 Boise State will change ends. Bulls will have their first snap in Bronco territory when we come back on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
When should you file for Social Security?
Unfortunately, 96% of Americans lose an average of $111,000 in Social Security income that's rightfully theirs. And it's because they filed for their benefits at the wrong time. There's an easy way to avoid this by getting a free Social Security analysis from Boss Retirement Solutions. If you've saved more than $300,000 and have not filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis now by calling 208-907-7820. This free, customized analysis could help you get every penny out of your Social Security benefits. Call 208-907-7820. 208-907-7820. Boss Retirement Solutions is proud to be an official sponsor of Boise State Athletics.
Boise State Athletics are not current clients of Boss and were compensated for this endorsement. For more information, visit bossretirement.com/Boise State Disclosure.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
One quarter in the books. Boise State 7, USF nothing. This week's Ford Student Athlete of the Week is Kenzie McMillan from the soccer team. Boise State soccer team is 1-0-2 this season. She led them to a 2-0 win as she converted on a penalty kick in the 63rd minute. McMillan helped the Broncos women's soccer team get their first victory of the year. Bob Beeler and Pete Cavender back here. The one big play for USF, 37-yard pass on third down. Brown to Nimrod, and that's really their best play of the game, but it gets them into Bronco territory with the first down.
Yeah, really, that's their only offensive play that had positive yardage against Boise State. As we said, Nimrod, the transfer from Tennessee, the speediest wide receiver for the Bulls, just beat Banks deep, and Brown hit him in stride. Great stop, though, making sure that there was no yards after the catch.
We look at the numbers from the first quarter. 75 yards for the Broncos, just 27 for the Bulls. Madsen 8 of 12 for 46 yards and a touchdown. Gaines 5 of 16 running the football. Sherrod 3 for 13. Both of them had long runs of 9. And Marshall, out of the 8 catches, the only receiver with more than one. He has 2 for 19, including a touchdown.
And USF has had zero luck running the ball against Boise State. Negative 17 yards rushing on 5 carries. Maybe expect the Bulls to pass a little bit more against Boise State moving forward.
Really the first time today that the Bronco defense has been challenged after they allowed them to pick up a first down the middle on a 3rd and 17.
Yeah, but still great job by Boise State. That was South Florida's first down. It came in the last play of the first quarter.
So they have a 1st and 10 at the 45. Let's jinx Brown. His last 185 passes, Pete, no interceptions.
Yeah, that's a pretty good streak. So you got to add in, a few more as well. So that makes 185.
No,
you said.
I added it.
Okay, perfect.
I added the 180 to 5.
He's due. So I think that was good voodoo work on your part, Bob.
All right, let's see if the Bronco defense can get their first turnover. They have 2 sacks. 1 turnover forced by USF, but Boise State's defense was able to get the football back. Brown going long left side as a receiver. Nimrod out there and overthrew him by 5 feet. Irby on the coverage, coming over to help out the safety Benefield, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, you can see the speed, though, again, of Nimrod, just taking a deep shot, thinking, we beat you last time on a deep shot. Let's see if we can do it again. Boise State might want to think about rotating one of the safeties to cover over the top when Nimrod's out there lined up wide.
2nd down and 10 from the 45. Neptune in motion from right to left for the Bulls. Broncos with a 4-man front. Brown, quick throw to the sidelines, minimal gain. Ball is caught by Nimrod. But again, very minimal gain inside the 42, maybe to the 41. We'll call it a gain of 4 or so. So now it'll be 3rd down and 6. Boise State looking for a Western Heating and Air stop to get the football back. Brown option, keeping the ball. Brown running for the first down. He'll get inside the 30, down to the 28. First time we've seen any look of option. No Triani on the tackle, but the first down converted by the Bulls.
Yeah, as you said, the first option play there by South Florida. Boise State didn't look like they were in the right spot on that one, as they had no one defending Brown on the run.
So Brown got 12 yards on the play. Brown fakes the handoff, throws the ball over the middle. A flag is down. Nimrod with the catch at the 15. It'll be a gain of 14 if the play stands. Flag down in the backfield.
Holding, number 71, offense, 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Replay first down.
So the big gain is wiped out. Connor McLaughlin, transfer from Stanford, with his hand caught in the cookie jar.
And not only a transfer, but a 3-year grad transfer, so pretty smart dude, but a bad mistake there for South Florida. Add in the 10 yards on top of the catch. That cost South Florida about 25, 30 yards.
Ball back to the 39. It'll be 1st and 20. Early stages of the second quarter. Just rolled by, 14 minutes on the clock. The Broncos ahead 7-0 if you're just joining us. Broncos with a 6-yard pass. Madsen to Marshall for the score. Defense has been really tough on the money downs. A couple of sacks already in the game. 1st and 20. Brown gets the snap. Middle blitz. Brown over the middle, and the ball is dropped by Neptune. It's incomplete.
You saw some pressure there from Boise State's defense, bringing 6 towards Brown. The offensive line of the Bulls did a decent job keeping protection. Just a simple drop there by the wide receiver.
Behind the chains, 2nd and 20. They come up to the line in a hurry. Boise State showing blitz again. Brown gets the snap. Brown tries a quarterback draw. A couple of missed tackles. Flag down. Brown inside the 30. Brown inside the 20. Brown inside the 10. Is it a touchdown? Flag is down back around the 40-yard line. It would be a 39-yard run for a score, but hold everything. I think the Bulls are going to be called for holding.
Yeah, you can see how strong Byron Brown is, too. Ran through about 6 attempted tackles by Boise State's
holding,
defense.
Number 72, offense, 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Replay 2nd down.
Second holding call on the drive, wipes out a touchdown. Cole Best, the starting center, returning starter, got called for the flag.
This is really going to put them behind the sticks now. South Florida has to gain 30 yards just before they even start thinking about getting a first down.
They are back to the 49-yard line. They need to get to the 19, as Pete said. 2nd down and 30. 2 holding penalties have really hurt the Bulls. They trail by 7, looking to tie the game on this drive. Boise State with just a down 3. Brown in the pocket, dumps off a pass left side. It is caught. Running room. Receiver will get to the 35-yard line. Looks like it might have been Smith or maybe Isaac that caught the pass. They'll get half of it as they get the ball back to the 34-yard line. Call it a gain of 15.
Yeah, still 3rd and a mile here, as you said, 15 yards to go.
Broncos have a dime defense in there, just one linebacker now, or check it. Wait a second, they've got Bone Phelps in the game up around the line looking like he's going to blitz, so they still have the nickel on the field. 3rd and 15. Brown left side, it's incomplete, threw the ball low. And we'll see now if they'll go with the long field goal from Martin Gramatica. Broncos get another Western Heating and Air 3rd down stop, and here comes Gramatica.
Yeah, Gramatica's very first attempt last season against Miami nailed a 58-yarder. Obviously with his dad's pedigree being a professional kicker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for years and years, Gramatica's got plenty of leg.
So this will be a 52-yard field goal attempt by Gramatica. Try to get the Bulls on the board. Broncos have everybody at the line of scrimmage. And now one player drops back, and now a second drops back. Gramatica will kick it from 52 yards out, and the kick is going to be through the middle, and the Bulls are on the board. Despite 2 holding calls, they get on the board. It's the Broncos 7 and the Bulls with 3. And it comes with 12:39 to go in the half. Broncos will get the football when we come back on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Boise, looking for a winning play? At Cobblestone Car Wash. Our unlimited wash memberships pay for themselves in just 2 visits. And with 15 locations, it's always first and goal for a clean ride. Cobblestone Car Wash, official car wash of the Broncos.
My name is JJ. I grew up in Glens Ferry area, and we're out here barbecuing, going hiking. The dangers of rural roads is just how isolated you can be, being away from town and maybe not having great cell service. So if something happens, you can't get an Uber. I think if you're planning on drinking, plan ahead, getting a designated driver, and just making sure that you have a way home safely. Stay safe, Idaho.
Bronco fans, you bring the noise, and these restaurants bring the flavor. Our Boise State preferred restaurant partners include Anthony's, Chip Cookies, Costa Vida, Dutch Bros, Firehouse Subs, Guthrie's, Paddles Up Poke, Ruth's Chris, Taco Bell, and Tucanos. Show them some love for supporting your Broncos next time you grab a bite.
Cobblestone Car Wash, locally driven by Epic Shine and Bluebird Express Car Wash. We're keeping Boise clean and Bronco proud as the official car wash of the Broncos. With 15 locations, you're always close to a winning shine. Cobblestone Car Wash. Shine on, Boise.
Project Filter is dedicated to supporting efforts for a smoke and vape-free Idaho, where all people have access to clean, healthy air and a longer, healthier life. Visit projectfilter.org to learn how you can make a difference. Our scoring drive presented by First Federal Bank. Visit bankfirstfed.com to join Idaho's community bank of choice and enhance your financial well-being. Drive for USF to get 3 on the board, 10 plays, 41 yards, 3 minutes, 31 seconds. So both teams on the board, both have scored on their last possessions. It's the Broncos 7 and USF 3 with 12:39 to go first half.
Yeah, this was projected to be a pretty high-scoring game. I believe the over-under was 62.5, but so far it's been a defensive battle.
Both teams on offense, Pete, I think would like to have a play or two back.
Yeah, I think so too, especially that last possession for the Bulls where they had 2 costly holding penalties. One of them wiped a touchdown off the board.
7-3 if you're looking at numbers. Brown now 6 of 10, throwing the ball for 63 yards. He has been sacked twice. Brown 4 carries, -7 because of the minus on sacks, but he would have had like about a 30-yard run for a touchdown if the holding call didn't happen.
And that was a type of run that really kind of gets you in the Heisman type of discussion. And if he plays like he did in 2023, he almost should be in that discussion. And that season passed for a school record over 3,000 yards and was the team's leading rusher at over 800 too.
Zuagi is, check it, they're going to change it. Gramatica will kick off this time instead of Zuagi. Sherrod back at the goal line. The up back is Tuioti, a lineman. Sherrod from the 1 will take it on the far side to the 10, back to the middle of the field, running sideways. Sherrod to the 15, getting to the 16, and that is it. Making the tackle, Cedric Hawkins for USF on special teams.
And Malik Sherrod trying to make something happen there on that kick return, but typically running sideline to sideline, that's not going to benefit you. USF did a nice job converging on Sherrod, making Boise State start on their own 16-yard line.
So the Broncos had the short field, 38 yards on their only touchdown drive of the game, thanks to a 4th down stop. Caples and Marshall to the right, the pair of tight ends. Lauder and Wagner to the left. Looks like Sherrod, the lone back behind Madsen under center. And it's Sherrod carrying, and Sherrod is going to lose 2 back to the 14. Sherrod now in the game with 5 carries for 11 yards.
And Malik Sherrod just a little bit undersized there as well. Has to try to pick up his feet or do something to break those tackles to try to benefit his 180-pound frame.
2nd and 12 as the ball goes back to the 14. Officials holding play for a moment, allowing USF to sub, Boise State sub. 7-3 Broncos. Madsen in the pocket. Madsen throwing to the right side and overthrew Marshall. Good coverage down there by the Bulls. Give credit to one of their defensive backs, Jonas Duclona. Now the Broncos have 3rd and 12 from their own 14. Don't get it here, and you're going to be punting deep in your own territory. 3 receivers to the left. A tight end and 1 to the right. Now the receiver to the right, Sherrod, back in the backfield with Madsen. They need to see the 26 for a first down. Madsen gets the snap. Good protection. Throws it left side in traffic. Caples has it. Caples has the first down. Out across the 27-yard line, close to the 30. And Boise State moves the sticks. They are now 3 out of 7 on 3rd downs. Give them another Mountain America first down to Caples.
That's exactly what you want your slot wide receiver to do, is be the go-to target on 3rd down. And what a big catch in traffic by Latrell Caples, making sure he secures that football and keeps his momentum going forward to get Boise State out of their own end zone.
88 yards now in total offense for the Broncos. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs at their own 29. USF with a 4-man front. Lauder in motion from right to left. Handoff to Gaines, trying to work the right side and can't get much going. Maybe a yard to the 30-yard line. Guys in black just did not let any surge happen for the guys in the white jerseys in Boise State.
Typically, we've seen Sire Gaines run the football, at least in this football game. It's all downhill, but had to be a little bit more patient on that one because the blocking up front wasn't the best.
We'll call it no gain on the play, so it remains at the 29-yard line. Madsen so far in the game, 9 of 14 for 61 yards and a touchdown. 4-man rush for the Bulls. Madsen with time, throwing it downfield, overthrew Marshall. Better chance for Duclona to catch it. He's the defensive back for the Bulls, but neither guy came up with it, and now the Broncos will have another 3rd and long to have to try to pick up.
Yeah, but you can see that Chris Marshall is the go-to target so far, at least for Maddox Madsen. That's his 6th target of the football game. The next highest is Latrell Caples with just 2.
Ford and Caples to the right. Marshall, Lauder the tight end on the left. Now Lauder switches over to the right side. Madsen in the shotgun with Gaines in the backfield. Madsen in the pocket, flushed out to the right, dumps it off to Gaines, caught it at the 28, across the 30. He'll get to about the 33-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 4. Not enough for a first down, and the Broncos will have to punt.
Yeah, but still, that first down catch by Latrell Caples really benefited Boise, kicking it from their own 33-yard line, punting it anyways, as opposed to backed up on their own 16.
Doyle will punt. 2nd time. Porter back to return the punt. Doyle rolled right last time. This time right is the short side. He will roll right, get the punt down the right side of the field. Fair catch called for by Porter. We'll call it on the 19-yard line, so it'll be a 48-yard punt and no return. That'll bring us to another timeout. 9:44 to go in the first half. So the Broncos 7, the Bulls with 3 on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
At Select Health, we believe health insurance should be simple. And when we say simple, we mean simple. So we'll get right to the point. We'll never stop working to provide you with clear, easy-to-understand coverage and benefits that give you faster, better access to care. Because helping you get the care you need is the entire reason we exist. It's really that simple. Select Health. Insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Hey Broncos, quagga mussels are threatening one of Idaho's most valuable resources, our water. These invasive species can clog pipes, damage boats, ruin our waterways, impact irrigation, and even drive up energy costs. We need your help playing defense. If you're out boating, floating, or paddling, always clean, drain, and dry your gear and watercraft every single time. It's quick, it's easy, and it helps protect the waters we all love. Learn more at invasivespecies.idaho.gov. It's up to us to protect Idaho's waters.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountains, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today, based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
Mountainland Supply is the exclusive supplier of the Comfort Maker HVAC in Idaho. Get your HVAC, plumbing, waterworks, landscaping, agricultural, pump, drilling, tools, and safety supply for your next project at Mountainland Supply in Nampa, Burley, Idaho Falls, and Pocatello, or go online to mountainlandsupply.com. Bob Beeler, Pete Cavender back here, Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. 9:44 to go in the half. 7-3, Boise State in front. The entire field now is in shade. And we've kind of passed the warmest part of the day, and we're now down into the low 90s. I believe we're down to like 91 degrees, but shade is here.
Yeah, not only shade on the field, but shade on the sidelines, too, as Boise State's sideline was totally exposed. So certainly help the Broncos recover when they catch their breath there on the sidelines.
Punt puts the ball at the 20-yard line, so the Bulls will take over 1st and 10. 7-3. Boise State, if you're just joining us, third possession of the game, 6-yard pass, Mattson to Marshall, touchdown made it 7-0. And then on the next possession, the Bulls were able to get a 52-yard field goal by Nico Gramatica. That's where we are, 7-3.
USF was attacking Boise State a little bit more in the last possession through the air. Talked about earlier, has had minimal success running the ground, only have actually -5 yards rushing so far in this game. So I'd expect USF having some success passing it there, that they'll continue to do so moving forward.
-5 rushing, sort of a byproduct of a couple of sacks. Irby and Feely with sacks in the game. So after the timeout, the Bulls down 4, have the ball at their own 20. Nimrod goes to the left. He's the transfer from Tennessee. Singleton, who was their leading returning receiver, is wide to the right. And it's a sweep to the right side. Neptune will carry, and he'll get nothing. Marco Notriani will tackle him as he tried to turn the corner at the line of scrimmage at the 20, and it's no gain. 2nd and 10, ball still at the 20, but now on the right hash instead of the left. This time Brown running it into the line, maybe a yard to the 21. Jake Ripp there to make the stop for Boise State, and in just a blink of an eye, the Bulls now Pete with a 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, Byron Brown actually kind of bobbled that snap on that one. I think it was supposed to be a zone read, but had it end up being a quarterback draw essentially because of the bobble.
So they'll say 3rd and 8. They'll spot the ball at the 22. 2 out of 5 on 3rd downs for the Bulls. They need to see the 30 for a 1st down. Brown comes up to the line, moves the receivers closer to the tackles. Brown gets the snap in the pocket. Brown trying to step up. Is he going to be sacked for a 3rd time? Yes, he is. Another party in the backfield for Boise State. And Boise State may have a late hit call and may get USF a 1st down.
Yeah, that was just a great job there by Boise State's defensive line, but should have let off there at the end. There's no question the officials are going to protect quarterbacks much like they do in the NFL, so you just got to be careful when you get that sack. You don't overemphasize it.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 4, defense. 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot and automatic. 1st down.
And looking at that was kind of weak, too. It looks like Banks actually had his hand on the ball, almost trying to whip it away from Brown, then almost like spun his body, almost like a hip toss. That momentum tossed back Brown. Maybe a little bit of acting on his part, but a little tic-tacky in my opinion on that one.
So it'll be the 3rd sack for the Broncos, but a 1st down for USF, and it comes with 8:38 to go in the half. So what a gift. They have a 1st down at the 29-yard line. We'll see if the penalty helps them out. Brown has the snap again, runs to the right side. He's being strung out, missed tackle at the 28. and Brown gets across the 35 to the 40-yard line. And the first time today, really, where Brown's size, tacklers bounced off him, and they get another first down.
Well, Brown, as we talked about, 6'3", 235 pounds. Devin Banks, 5'11", 185. No wonder Banks bounced off of him.
So a penalty and a run. They've got 2 first downs in a row. Brown over the middle, caught at the 50 by Singleton. Singleton into the clear, inside the 30. He'll get down inside the 25. They'll mark him down around the 23-yard line. We'll call that a gain of 37 yards.
And again, that's why you can't make those mistakes. That personal foul gave the Bulls an automatic first down, and they're continuing to drive.
Quick throw left side, another completion. It's Porter. Porter will get inside the 20, down to the 19 for a gain of 4. So 2nd and 6 coming up. (7-3), the Broncos in the lead, but now that USF has entered the Coastline Equipment red zone, Boise State's defense needs to come through, and they're going to get a 5-yard penalty against USF, and it'll move the ball back outside the 20 to around the 24-yard line. Penalties now in this game, Pete, after Boise State got the 15-yard penalty on the
offense,
roughing the passer call.
Still 2nd down.
Yeah, 55 yards of penalties so far combined for both teams. USF flagged a little bit more than Boise.
20 for the Broncos, 35 for the Bulls. So it's 2nd and 11 behind the chains now. You're wondering, the Bulls last year in the red zone scored 86% of the time, 34 touchdowns, 10 field goals in 51 tries. Brown in the pocket. Brown pass over the middle. The ball is caught and fumbled. It's loose. Benefield has it, and then I think it was recovered again by the Bulls at the 4-yard line.
Oh, Ty Benefield had it. Unfortunate for him. He just couldn't hang on the ball. Looks like there's a Bronco defender hurt on the grass, too.
So the Bulls get the football at the end. Benefield had it and just couldn't quite corral it. Amarion McCoy is the defensive back for the Broncos that's down. The pass was caught by Koger for the Bulls, and Koger was able to be the guy at the end that wrestled it away from Benefield. So it'll be a 1st and goal when we come back for the Bulls on the Bronco 4. Boise State ahead 7-3. Let's take a break on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Bronco Nation knows a little something about home field advantage, and these partners bring that same energy to your home. Give it up for your Boise State home team. Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Bauscher Real Estate, Blind Appeal, Cloverdale Plumbing, Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, Mr. Mud, Nampa Floors and Interiors, Row Paint, and Snake River Pool and Spa. When you need help at home, make them a part of your home team.
Hello, is this Pacific Source Health Plans?
This is a health plan.
I'm trying to reach Pacific Source. I know I'll get a person on the phone when I call them.
What do you think I am?
I mean, you sound like a person.
That's what counts.
Automated systems can do a lot, even sound a lot like people. What automated systems can't do is offer the quality our members rely on: empathy. When you call Pacific Source Health Plans, you'll talk to a person who cares.
What did you say your name was?
Nexa 9000.
Bronco fans, looking for a bank that bleeds blue and helps enhance your financial well-being? What about a bank that is based in Idaho and has served the Gem State for over 110 years and proudly supports Boise State? Look no further than First Federal Bank, offering best-in-class banking products and services like our rewards checking account, where you can earn an incredible 5.01 annual percentage yield. To learn more, visit bankfirstfed.com. First Federal Bank, Idaho's community bank of choice. Member FDIC.
Got an official review going on. It's brought to you by Sparklight, top-rated internet, always working for you. And they're reviewing a couple things on this one. Number one, I think whether the ball was caught by Koger, the wide receiver. And then the next thing I think they're looking at is, did Boise State have the ball and maybe be down or did the play continue and fumble recovery by Koger, the receiver?
I think the most likely situation to benefit the Broncos, though, that it might not have been a catch. I haven't had a chance to see a second look at it, but here's the call.
The receiver never had firm control of the ball. It's an incomplete pass. It'll be third down at the 24-yard line.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah, that's
so
what
the
Boise State
review
was
gets
hoping
turned
for.
over, so nice job on the Sparklight official review.
Yeah, it was best case scenario there for Boise State on that review.
So if what the referees say after looking at it, that means even if Benefield would have got it, Boise State wouldn't have had a turnover. Ball goes back to the 24-yard line. They'll have to reset the chains. Let's see where they're going to have to go for a first down. Looks like they'll have to get to the 14, as they'll say it's 3rd and 10. 7-3 Broncos. Bulls are definitely within Grammatica's field goal range. If they don't get something here, should be able to make this a one-point game at 7-6. Madry is in for Latu up front. So it's Feely and Madry in the middle. Steege and Virgin Morgan on the ends. 2 linebackers remain. We've seen all nickel today, no dime. 4 receivers in a diamond on the right side. 1 receiver to the left, Brown in the shotgun, and Boise State's going to use their first timeout on
Charge
defense.
him out of the half. Boise State, 30 seconds.
So they are not going to take a break, so that'll give us a chance to talk about the Breezy bundle. If Breezy would score a touchdown, you would get a hot dog and any size fountain drink for $1 with Let's Go rewards at Jackson's or Extra Mile by Jackson's on Tuesday following the game. Jackson says, let's go. Download the Let's Go rewards app or visit jacksons.com/Broncos for more details. I can tell you there will not be a Breezy bundle this week. Breezy, not dressed today, is hurt.
Yeah, unfortunately was hurt for a good chunk of last season, too. So hopefully he can get healthy and be a part of this explosive offense for Boise State. But I think a good timeout called there by Spencer Danielson. 3rd and about 11. 6 minutes and 41 seconds left in the first half. Boise State wants to make sure they get the stop here against South Florida and not give up a play and potentially give up the lead.
USF is 2 out of 5 on 3rd downs. They are 0 for 1 on 4th down. Broncos looking for a Western and Heating and Air 3rd down stop. Maybe try a field goal for USF. And they need 11. Brown moving his receivers around. Broncos with a 5-man front. Brown rushed, flushed out of the pocket, now steps up, gets to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, collides with Benefield at the goal line and scores, and the Bulls take the lead.
Yeah, and that just makes a running quarterback very tough to defend. Typically, you don't account for him in pass coverage or the rush. All of a sudden, Brown tucks the football, and Boise State's totally out of position. Nothing but green grass in front of Brown as he bangs into Ty Benefield, but too late. South Florida takes the lead.
So the scramble comes on 3rd and 11. Happens with 6:34 left. Grammatica on for the extra point. Did not attempt any, had 1 PAT last year. Made it. Try to make it a 10-7 lead, and Grammatica's kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Broncos, who last season, Pete, were only behind a total of 17% in games, are down now by 3.
Yeah, but Boise State played a lot of close games going into the 4th quarter before finding a way to win. But this second half of this second quarter is going to be critical for Boise State to try to recapture some momentum, maybe take back the lead, as South Florida is going to get the ball to start the second half too.
Scoring summary presented by First Federal Bank. Visit bankfirstfed.com to join Idaho's community bank of choice and enhance your financial well-being. 80 yards in 8 plays, took 3:10 off the clock. Boise State could have had the ball back, but they had a roughing the passer penalty after the sack, late hit penalty, and then they allow the long run there on 3rd down, 24 yards to Brown, and he's as advertised, big and fast.
Yeah, it was almost like the season opener last year at Georgia Southern, where Boise State had a good stop on 3rd down, but a personal foul, late hit in the quarterback, let Georgia Southern continue that drive, scored a touchdown, and made that one a ball game. Hopefully that mistake for Boise State doesn't hurt as much as that one did, and Boise State can find a way to really correct things and try to regain this lead.
This time they're going to have Zuagi kick off. Ball blew off the tee. 10-7 Bulls, 6:34 to go until halftime. Boise State led 28-9 last year before the half against Georgia Southern. Gave up a touchdown late in the second quarter and then 2 early in the third quarter and trailed by 2. Zuagi with the kickoff. And it's going to go into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback halfway deep. And Boise State will start at the 25-yard line. First time today, really, Boise State's offense with a little pressure as they take it over behind by 3. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Visit a Valvoline Instant Oil Change in the Treasure Valley for stay-in-your-car oil change done in 15 minutes. No appointment needed. Visit VIOC.com/Broncos. From the 25-yard line. We've got movement, and I think we've got a bull in the neutral zone making contact. And it could be the nose guard, Devin Lee, the transfer from Vanderbilt. Gage Casey pointing at the Bulls, some clapping on the Broncos.
Offside, number 99, defense with contact, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And that's just good change up there by Maddox Madsen, too. Sometimes you just get in a rhythm, defensive lineman, starting to understand the quarterback's cadence, getting a good jump on the football. But that time, Maddox going for 2, not only to get the offsides, but that's going to really slow down the pass rush to some degree where that defensive lineman can't time it as well as they were every time it was going on 1.
So it's 1st and 5, so a break for the Broncos. Madsen in the shotgun, forward in motion to the left. Handoff out of the backfield to Gaines, shakes a tackle as the first down and more, 35-40. Carrying tacklers with him to the 45-yard line. We'll call that a gain of 15 for Sire Gaines. Gaines' longest run of the game.
Yeah, again, very impressed with this youngster. Just barely turned 18 years old and still one of the strongest guys in the field. Like a bowling ball out there, making Bull defenders bounce off of him.
Officially 14 as they spot the ball back to the 44. Introduced himself to several Bulls going by that tried to make contact. Freshman Brown in motion to the right. Run to the left side. Good blocking. Left side. Gains again inside the 50. Dives forward to about the 46 or 47-yard line. And it's going to be another 8 or 9 on the play for the Broncos. We'll call it a gain of 9 to Gaines, and it'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, just 2 straight prolific runs there by Sire Gaines, getting Boise State on the Bulls side of the ball.
The Broncos attacking on the ground, 2nd and 1. Sherrod now off the right shoulder of Madsen. He and Gaines have alternated tonight. Madsen gets the snap, hands it to Sherrod. Good hole up the middle, and Sherrod gets through there for another Mountain America first down to about the 43 for a pickup of 5.
And just a shoelace tackle there by Mac Harris. If that didn't happen, Malik Sherrod would probably still be running. There's still a nice drive going here by Boise State, really leaning on the run game.
Defense for the Bulls has been led by their linebackers. 8 tackles already for Schuler, 5 tackles for Harris. Middle of the defense, the strength for USF. 1st and 10, Boise State at the 43. Madsen looking to throw. Madsen going long to the left side, and he's got his tight end. That's Lauder at the 22-yard line. Lauder with his first catch of the season. We'll call it a gain of 21.
And make that actually 36 because it looks like a roughing the quarterback as well on that one.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 99, defense for a late hit on the quarterback. The penalties that force half the distance to the goal from the dead ball spot and automatic. First down.
So the penalty is going to take the ball inside the Coastline Equipment red zone.
You know, what a catch, by the way, by Matt Lauder. Just incredible job. Totally defended on that one, covered up, but still managed to grab that football and get Boise State a big first down.
So the Broncos down to the USF 13-yard line, trailing by 3 now at 10-7. Boise State in the red zone. 1 for 1 today. Under center is Madsen. Sherrod is the deep back, the only back. A couple of tight ends on the field. And they'll give it to Sherrod. Sherrod to the left side. He'll lose a yard back to the 12. Just seems to me, looking at the two, Gaines runs the ball more effectively between the tackles.
I was going to say, if you had to really say who's going to be our hot-handed tailback so far right now, it's got to be Sire Gaines. Nothing against Malik Sherrod, but again, I just think a little bit undersized and gets tackled a little bit too easy by a big dominant defense like we have here against the Bulls.
Game today, gained 7 carries, 39 yards. Sherrod 6 carries for 17 yards. Madsen in the shotgun. Whistle and a penalty. And are we offsides against USF? Or
it looks like Matoyer started early.
False start for 75. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
So the Broncos will commit a penalty. That'll be their third for 25 yards. 6 penalties for 52 for the Bulls today.
Yeah, but those penalties in the red zone sure are costly. Now Boise State has a lot of work to do ahead of them.
The ball goes back to the 17-yard line. 10-7 Bulls. 3:37 and counting left in the half. Caples, Marshall, Ford to the right. That's the wide side of the field. Lauder, the tight end, on the left side. Gaines is your running back to the right of Madsen. 4-man front for the Bulls. Second down and 15 after the penalty. Madsen hands it Gaines. Big hole left side. Coughs up the football. The Bulls have it at the 12-yard line, and they're running down the field. Boise State has turned it over for the second time. Ira Singleton on the fumble recovery.
Yeah, that was just a big hit there on Sire Gaines, who runs a little bit standing straight up and down. The ball came out. And great hustle there by Boise State's offensive line. Roger Carrion shoved the fumble recovery man out of bounds. If it wasn't for that, that might have been a scoop and score for the Bulls.
The Bulls last season, when they were plus on turnovers, they were 5-1. When they were minus, they were 2-5. And right now they're sitting at +2 as they take over on the 36-yard line and deny Boise State points inside the red zone.
Yeah, and keep in mind that Boise State does not get the ball to start the second half. The Bulls do. And back-to-back touchdown by South Florida would be disastrous for Boise State, who's already trailing 10-7.
So we'll see what the Bulls do. A chance to extend the lead. Wide splits, 4 men up front. Brown gets the snap. It's a quarterback draw, and Brown will get a couple. No Triani from the front side. Virgin Morgan from the backside on the tackle.
A great job to limit that gain. Only about 4 defensive linemen were there. Still were able to get that stop.
Call it a gain of maybe 1.5 yards. Ball between the 37 and 38.
South Florida slowing their tempo down, knowing they want to eat up as much as this, what's remaining in the first half, as possible.
Down to 2:40 left in the half. And again, as Pete said, they'll get the ball first in the third quarter. Running play is gobbled up. It'll be a loss of 2. Back to the 36-yard line. And now 2:28 and counting left. Boise State might want to think about using their second timeout here. Ball back to the 36.
Yeah, the Broncos, keep in mind a new rule last year. There is a 2-minute warning, just like in the NFL.
Down to 2:15. It's still going. 3rd and 10 for the Bulls from their own 36-yard line. Boise State needs to get off the field here with a Western Heating and Air third down stop. Empty set for Brown. 4 receivers on the right side, 1 on the left. And now they're running down the clock to the 2-minute warning, and they'll take a break. We'll take it as well. Boise State trailing 10-7, 3rd and 10 for the Bulls when we come back on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Kohl's Labor Day sale is here. Sure, it's hard to admit summer's ending, but with $10 off $25 spent at Kohl's, you can stop living in denial and start living in cute cardigans. Yep, we're back to wearing layers. So welcome fall with savings on jeans, tees, candles, and comfy bedding. And earn Kohl's cash all weekend. Trust me, your future cozy self will thank you. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer ends September 1st. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Ideal is Idaho's 529 college savings plan and a proud sponsor of Bronco football. They want to remind you that September is College Savings Month. Did you know that it takes only $25 to start an ideal $529 savings account, and you get tax benefits? Information and a full disclosure statement, including risk terms and conditions, can be found online. Please read carefully before investing. idsaves.org. With the score, with 2 minutes to go in the half, USF 10, Boise State 7. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Bronco football. How would you like to be able to listen to us while synced up to your TV in the comfort of your own home? Go to syncmygame.com. That's syncmygame.com to find out how. We've got 2 minutes to go. USF with a 3rd and 10 on their own 36. They're in front of Boise State, 10-7. Pete, this is huge. If Boise State gets a stop, they'll basically have 2 minutes to try to either tie or take the lead if they force the punt. If USF able to get the first down here, they might have a chance to score before the half and then get the ball to start the third quarter.
Yeah, really, no matter how it breaks down, Boise State cannot go down at half 17-7. Boise State has to get this third down stop. And again, just try to limit mistakes there in offense. We've seen a couple turnovers, a couple fumbles from the Broncos. South Florida, no doubt, very fast, strong, and physical. They're going to put on those big hits. You got to protect that football. Once for those 2 turnovers by Boise State, they'd probably have the lead instead of South Florida.
Broncos were only down at half one time last year. It was to Penn State. They were even 3 times, and they won all of those games. Chris Marshall is on the sideline without his helmet, Pete, and without holding a helmet. I hope that is not a bad sign. 3rd and 10, third downs, Bulls 3 out of 6. They need to get to the 46 for a first down on 3rd and 10. Play resumes, 2 minutes to go in the half. USF up 3, 10-7. Brown has Franklin in the backfield with him. Brown gets the snap. Threw the ball to the right side, threw behind the intended receiver who was open. I believe it was Rubin, the transfer from Stanford.
Yeah, great pressure there by Boise State's defensive lineman. Actually put an offensive lineman of the Bulls straight on his back. Great stop there, creating that pressure there on 3rd down, causing an errant pass.
And it's another Western Heating and Air 3rd down stop. Malik Sherrod back to return the punt.
Need a big one here.
Chase Leone to punt, transfer from Lamar.
Again, Sherrod had that 95 returner against Boise State a few years ago.
Yeah, that was a kick return. We'll see what he can do with a punt return. Leon, traditional punter. Sherrod comes up, makes the fair catch on the 23-yard line on the short, kind of high punt. 41 yards, no return. And now Boise State will have 2 timeouts and 1:51 to work, Pete, to try to either tie or take the lead.
Yeah, and of course you want to see Boise State march downfield, hopefully at least get a field goal attempt, if nothing. But the biggest thing for me is just hang on to that football, especially when you're backed up like this. Seeing Boise State lose 2 fumbles, can't make it number 3.
Well, good news, Chris Marshall back on the field, so maybe he just has a caddy that holds his helmet on the sidelines. He has the game's only touchdown for the Broncos, a 6-yard pass. Delayed handoff to Sherrod to the right side, and Sherrod taken out and tackled by one of the guys coming up from the defensive backfield, or checking from the linebacker position. That is Mac Harris. Harris and Schuler all over the field. 2 yards for Sherrod, and 2nd and 8. Clock running, 90 seconds left in the half. Ball on the right hash. Marshall and Caples to the left. Marshall to the outside, Caples in the slot. 4-man front for USF. Madsen over the middle. Ball is caught near a first down. First catch of the season for Ben Ford. And they'll say first down. Mountain America first down to Ben Ford.
Yeah, great job there by Ben Ford, just being an open target for Maddox Madsen.
To the 33. Quick snap. Madsen fleshed out of the pocket and will throw the ball away. And it's incomplete. Clock will stop. That time, Madsen was facing a lot of pressure.
The previous play was stopped for further review.
Oh.
They're probably going to look at the spot on that one, see if it was a first down or not, because it did look like it might have been a little short.
Boise State was hustling to the line, trying to save time. And the Broncos will indeed either have 2nd and 1 or 1st and 10. That play did not count.
It seems like we always say it on these reviews as well. It's got to be indisputable evidence to overturn it. So again, that's really tough to do unless it's blatant. So this still might stay in favor and be upheld for Boise State.
And they've changed it this year. It's not confirmed or stands. It's just upheld. And I think looking at it, it is clear. I think he's a half yard short. Yep. I think it's going to be a do-over, and Boise State will have half yard to go for a first down. My question is, what down would it be?
I believe it'd be 3rd and 1. Memory serves me right.
Boise State has turned it over twice. They have 3 sacks in the game. An untimely penalty helped a USF touchdown drive. Boise State has not been as clean tonight as they were in the opener, I think, last year against Georgia Southern in the first half. Taking a long look at it, I've always believed the longer the look, the more likely the call is going to change.
Yeah, again, because they got to figure out, okay, what's the down and distance, where we're going to put it, what's the time on the clock. Lots of moving pieces here when a play gets overturned.
Entire field now in shade, even the lower part of the grandstands on the far side. They do not sell the upper deck.
Makes it a little easier for the janitorial team not to clean the whole stadium, but great showing too once again by Bronco Nation. Really couldn't be any further away from Boise, Idaho, but there's still a good 3,000 or 4,000 strong here all the way in Tampa.
I'm trying to decide if a road game at Miami would be longer because it's further down. I don't know if they ever played at Boston College, if that would be longer. You'd be going straight across, but maybe a little further east.
And Boise's no stranger to these long opening season trips, either the state of Florida, Georgia, or Alabama.
6 of the last 10 years, Boise State has opened on the first weekend of the season in the Southeast. Only loss of the 6 came at UCF. They were ahead in that game. A long look taken by Nolan Dumas, the referee, and now it looks like he has his verdict.
After review, the runner was down short of the goal line at the 32.5-yard line with the game clock at 1:15. By rule, this situation qualifies for a 10-second runoff. With the game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1:05, please. 1:05.
So they're about a yard short.
Thank you.
And it will be 3rd down, as Pete said.
Yeah,
Broncos 3 out of 7 on 3rd downs today.
I want to say the smaller back, Malik Sherrod, is out there for Boise State too.
Madsen under center. Just one receiver, Marshall to the left side. Everybody else in tight. And it's a quarterback sneak by Madsen. And I think Madsen's going to push his way close to the 35-yard line. And the Broncos will move the sticks for another Mountain America first down. It'll be their 13th of the first half.
Yeah, great job by the offensive line, and even better job by Maddox Madsen finding the hole in the defense and driving his feet.
Clock running, 53 seconds left in the half. Madsen to throw on 1st and 10. Steps up into the pocket, throws it over the middle, and Sherrod is leveled. Celebrating is USF. It was the linebacker Harris on the tackle.
Boise State.
And Boise State's going to use a timeout after the short gain.
Only 44 seconds left here in the first half. Boise State 2nd and 9. Again, of course, they want to go down, at least get a field goal try out of this. But the bigger, I think, worry is just don't turn the ball back over to SF.
2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard gain. Madsen 12 of 18 for 92 yards in the first half. 67% clip. Last year, 8 times out of 14 games, he was better than 65% throwing the ball. Gaines has been by far the more effective running back with 41 compared to 18 for Sherrod. 2nd and 9 from the 35. 10-7 Broncos trail. Madsen down the middle in traffic. Ball with a leaping catch. It's Ben Ford close to the 40-yard line of USF. Clock stops on the first down.
Yeah, eagle claws there for Ben Ford, ripping that ball out of the air, getting a first down for Boise State.
24 yards to Ford. Madsen to throw again. Scrambles to the right side. Madsen near the sidelines, and Lauder can't hang on. Incomplete. Stopping the clock with 30 seconds left in the first half. Ford with 2 catches. First time in his career he's had multiple catches.
Yeah, Ben Ford has just battled injuries his entire career, so great seeing him not only healthy but being productive for Boise State. And all the time in the world for the Broncos. 30 seconds left, 1 timeout in your back pocket. You're lined up on the 41-yard line.
Couple of 50-pluses in the career for Boomer. 2nd and 10. Broncos down 3 before the half. Madsen gets the snap, steps up, trying to avoid the rush. Rolls right, throws the ball out of bounds. He was outside the tackle box and threw the ball across the line of scrimmage. Incomplete, 3rd down. And now with 25 seconds left, Boise State probably a little bit out of field goal range. They're going to have to move it a little bit closer to try with Boomer. Obviously, you like the first down to keep things alive.
Yeah, Boise State's going to need at least 5 or 6 yards, I think, to attempt a field goal try here on 3rd down.
They have 1 timeout left. USF has all 3 of theirs. Ford and Marshall, Caples all go to the left side. The ball's on the right hash. And we've got a 5-yard penalty coming up, I think, against Boise State.
It looks like it's on Matoya again.
Ball start, number 75, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Sometimes playing on the road, even though not a huge crowd here at South Florida, still very tough for those tackles. Very far away from the center, obviously far away from the quarterback. And anything you see here peripheral, looking at back of the football, any flinch, any movement, it's very easy to have that make you move too.
3rd and 15, ball back to the 46. Broncos need to get to the 31 for a first down. Madsen gets the snap. Everybody into the pattern. It's a dump off right side to Sherrod. Caught it at the 50. Gets down to the 40 and scampers out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say a foot caught out at the 41, so it's just a gain of 5. They get the 5 back. And now the question is, long field goal on 4th down, or with 20 seconds left, are you willing to try to go for it?
Yeah, looks like Boise State's leaving the offense on the field. Might think about this one, but looks like they're going to try to go for it on 4th and 10.
They need to get to the 31 for a first down. 20 seconds left. They do have a timeout to go. Lauder in motion to the right side. Madsen comes back up to the line, says something, then drops back. And it looks like the Broncos were trying to draw them off sides. And now they're going to take a delay of game. And are you going to try a field goal? No, they're going to punt the ball here. So
yeah, and I think that was part of the game plan. Take the delay of game, get the 5-yard penalty, and get your punter a little bit more room. Hopefully pin South Florida back. The biggest thing there, 4th and 10, if you don't convert it, or if you kick the field goal and miss it, South Florida, who's got a little bit of momentum on their side, will get the ball at midfield. I think the smart play here is try to pin South Florida deep and make adjustments at halftime.
4th and 15. Punt coming from the 46. And it's nearly blocked. And South Florida is going to let the ball go. It's going to go into the end zone. And with 13 seconds left in the half, I would think maybe South Florida would say, you know what? We like the 10-7 lead. Let's kneel and go.
But we've seen Nimrod get loose a few times. A speedy transfer from Tennessee. Maybe take a deep shot or 2 from him so that you're starting the ball lined up on the 20-yard line.
13 seconds left, so time maybe for a couple of plays. Broncos have outgained the Bulls 183 to 128. Couple turnovers have hurt. Some penalties have hurt as well. You the Riverboat Gambler, do you think Coach Golish is going to go for it? If it was me, I'm kneeling.
See, if it's me, I'm taking a shot to Nimrod, just seeing his speed on the field, how Boise State's had a hard time keeping up.
They're in the shotgun, so it looks like they're going to try to make a go of it with 20 seconds left in the half, up 3. Brown now coming up to the center, says something, then drops back. Brown gets the snap, play it safe with a run, and the run is going to lose yardage They'll lose one, and I think that's it. They tried to see if something would pop. They didn't like the look. They didn't throw it. And we're going to go to the locker room with Boise State for the second game in a row down at halftime.
Yeah, this is almost like a group of five prized heavyweight battle here. Boise State won the first round, but probably fair to say South Florida won the second.
So the halftime score is going to be USF with 10. Boise State with 7. Stats and highlights to come on our Ford Bronco Football Halftime Show. That's next on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Have any big changes happened in your life lately? Your Health Idaho is here to help Bronco fans get affordable, quality health insurance. If you've recently lost coverage, moved, had a baby, or gotten married, you could get quality health insurance at a lower cost thanks to tax credits available only through Your Health Idaho. Plus, anyone can enroll during open enrollment starting October 15th. Visit yourhealthidaho.org to learn if you qualify. That's yourhealthidaho.org.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountains, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today, based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
Whether you're cleaning up to host a backyard game day party or just powering through your fall projects, you can count on the performance of Steel. From blowers to chainsaws, Steel tools are built to go the distance. With legendary quality and real dealer support, you'll find the right tool and the right team for every job. Steel, proud supporter of your Boise State Broncos.
Attention Bronco Nation, don't let illness call the plays this season. Make sure you are up to date on your wellness immunizations so you can maintain a strong defense all season long. Getting vaccinated against serious preventable diseases such as measles, mumps, rubella, polio, whooping cough, and the flu is an easy win for you and your team. Keep your health in championship form. Talk to your healthcare provider today about your wellness vaccines because an immunized Idaho is a healthy Idaho. This public health reminder is brought to you by the Idaho Immunization Coalition.
On the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield, this is the Bronco Halftime Report.
Bob Beeler back at Raymond James Stadium. Broncos find themselves down 10-7 at halftime to USF. It's the Ford Bronco Football Halftime Show. Ford is the official truck of the Broncos. All right, let's go to our halftime scoring update, which is brought to you by First Federal Bank. Visit bankfirstfed.com to join Idaho's community bank of choice and enhance your financial well-being. All right, let's get to the highlights. Boise State would get the football first, get a couple of nice drives going before they fumbled. Harris forced the fumble. Schuler recovered it. It was a fumble by Sherrod. Boise State was moving. They had moved at 41 yards in 10 plays. But the defense decided to get tough. It was a 3rd and 11, and they snuffed out the first drive for the Bulls. Brown gets the snap, has protection, flushed out of the pocket. Feely had him nearly, and that will go down. Back at the 27-yard line, Feely stunned him, and then he was finished off by the rest, Rip and Latu. Broncos get the football back, then they give it back to USF, and then they would get it back as the Bulls would go for a 4th down and 1 on their own 38.5-yard line. And they're going to run the play. He runs it up the middle. I don't think he got it.
I'm not sure either.
I think Boise State may have held at the 38.5-yard line.
Boise State gets it.
4th down stop. Boise State comes up with the big play. So the Broncos turn them over, and they'll go 38 yards in 9 plays. A crucial run on the drive was a 4th and 1 by Sire Gaines. Gaines is in the backfield. Madsen hands it to him. Gaines will get to the 14 and just barely get the first down, but the Broncos get the fourth down conversion and move the sticks with another Mountain America first down. Then they get the ball inside the 10 thanks to an interference penalty that was drawn by Chris Marshall, and then Marshall would take the ball over the goal line for the Broncos' first touchdown of the season. 3rd and goal at the 6. Forward in motion to the right. Broncos may be audibilizing at the line. Madsen, quick throw on the slant into Marshall, caught at the 4 and goes in for the score. The first score of the season belongs to Chris Marshall. And with 1:10 to go in the first quarter, the Broncos lead 6-0. The extra point by Boomer made it 7-0. That was the score after 1. The second quarter put 2 scores on the board for the Bulls. A 52-yard field goal by Gramatica. Nico Gramatica caps a 10-play drive to get them on the board 7-3 with 12:39 to go in the half. And then they get a 24-yard run by Brown on a 3rd and 11, capping an 80-yard, 8-play drive. A couple of penalties there hurt the Broncos, and USF would be ahead 10-7 at halftime. Boise State got the ball into the Bulls' end of the field, but couldn't get a field goal attempt off, and the Bulls will get the football to start the third quarter. So we are at the half. It is USF 10, and Boise State was 7. Pete Cavender will have stats when we come back on the Ford halftime show after this on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield. Get your head in the game and out of the checkout line with Albertsons Drive Up and Go. Place an order online and our team will select the freshest ingredients, crunchiest snacks, and coolest refreshments so you have everything you need for game day. When you pull up for the play, we'll send out our team for the handoff so you can make a break for the end zone. Albertsons is the official grocer and tailgate headquarters of Bronco Athletics. Just download our new Albertsons for You deals and delivery app, place your order, and drive up and go Broncos.
You can help advance medicine and get paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is seeking people of all ages for paid research studies near you. No health insurance is needed to join. Your participation could lead to life-changing discoveries in medicine. Don't wait. Help move science forward. Learn more at velocityclinicaltrials.com. That's velocityclinicaltrials.com.
Summer's coming to a close. You could tough out the remaining heat waves, but why suffer when you can get the lowest prices of the year on air conditioning? Right now, Bill's Heating and AC is offering rock-bottom pricing in celebration of our new partnership with the Boise State Broncos. We want you to be comfortable as you root for the Broncos, so we've made our guaranteed lowest prices even lower. Call Bill's Heating and AC today before this deal is gone. Call 208-96-BILLS. That's 208-96-BILLS. Attention Boise State fans, this season trust Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, the official roof of the Boise State Broncos. They've got the expertise and quality to keep your home as strong and dependable as your favorite team. From game day to every day, Dodd Roofing and Exteriors' top-notch roofing solutions ensure your home stays safe and stylish. So whether you're watching from the stands or your living room, make sure your roof is game day ready. Call Dodd Roofing and Exteriors today at 208-295-9421 or visit us at doddroofs.com. Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, building champions one roof at a time.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Boise State University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Welcome to the Ford Bronco Football Halftime Show. Ford, the official truck of the Broncos. This is Pete Cavender sitting here at Raymond James Stadium down in Tampa, Florida, as Boise State is taking on South Florida Bulls. Broncos have played good at times, have played a little sloppy at times, and find themselves down 10-7 here at halftime. So let's check the first half stats presented by Bud Light, reminding you to enjoy responsibly. Look at a few team stats. Boise State's got 42 offensive plays and 183 yards of total offense. The Bulls have 28 offensive plays, 128 yards of offense. Boise State, 122 of them through the air, 61 yards rushing. The Bulls, 105 yards passing and 23 yards rushing, as Boise State's done a nice job getting a few sacks on the game. Looking at Boise State's individual stats, Maddox Madsen is 15 for 23, so that's 65%, 122 yards and 1 touchdown to Chris Marshall. His top ball carriers is Sire Gaines. He's got 8 carries for 41 yards, and Malik Sherrod has 7 carries for 18. Both have lost a fumble. For Boise State's wide receiver core, it's actually led by Sherrod as well. He's got 3 catches for just 6 yards. Ben Ford has 2 grabs for 31 yards. Latrell Capel's got 2 for 27. Chris Marshall has 2 for 19, including Boise State's lone touchdown. You look at the South Florida side of the football, Brown has 8 of 14 passing for 105 yards, so that's 57% completion. As I said, the Broncos have brought him down on 3 sacks so far this game. His top pass catchers is Singleton. He's got 3 catches for 40 yards. Nimrod has 2 for 41, and Isaac has 1 for 15. Running the ball, Brown, the quarterback, also leading the team in that category. He's got 9 carries for 23 yards and a touchdown for the Bulls. Look at defense for Boise State. They're being led by Marco Notriani and Jaden Virgin Morgan. Each have 5 tackles. And for the Bull defense, Schuler leads the way with 7. That's today's halftime stats, brought to you by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Boise State Athletics. Easy to drink and easy to enjoy. Hey, Bronco fans, Albertsons is taking charge to provide hunger relief with Sacks for Hunger. For every sack recorded by the Boise State defense, Albertsons will donate $500 to the Idaho Food Bank. Cheer on the Broncos and Albertsons as they tackle hunger 1 sack at a time. Boise State, as I said earlier, has 3 of them, so that's $1,500 there to the Idaho Food Bank. We get back from the break. Bob Beeler will be rejoining me as Boise State's trailing 10-7 at halftime. And this is Pete Cavender, and you're listening to the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
As an agriculture company rooted in our connection to food, farming, and the land, we are always looking for new ways to carry forward the Simplot legacy of bringing Earth's resources to life. The world of agriculture is much different from nearly a century ago when our founder, J.R. Simplot, started the company. But one constant remains: the land we cultivate. Whether we're mining and manufacturing plant nutrients, feeding cattle, or growing and producing food, we are stewards of the land, securing a bound come.
St. Luke's and Boise State are partners in education and health. Through scholarships and internships for students, support for programs and faculty, and collaboration on health-related research. Together, we're preparing tomorrow's healthcare professionals and investing in the people and programs that build healthy, livable, caring communities. St. Luke's and Boise State, proud to be blue.
From coin flip to final whistle, show your diehard passion for your Boise State Broncos all season long with your favorite blue and orange gear from Shields. Bring your best this year, whether you're cheering from the blue at Albertson Stadium or from your living room with your favorite jerseys, hats, collectibles, and Broncos branded gear from the Shields Fan Shop. Visit us at your local Shields or Shields.com and let's cheer on the Broncos. Shields, proud partner of Boise State Athletics and football fans everywhere.
When the game turns, turn to Mountain View Equipment Company and Kloss, your trusted team for top-tier farm equipment across Idaho, Oregon, and Eastern Washington. From Kloss forage harvesters and combines to tractors built for every acre, we've got you covered from planting to harvest. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Mountain View Equipment proudly serves you from Meridian, Jerome, Homedale, and Sunnyside. Mountain View Equipment Company and Kloss, always ready because uptime matters. Visit mtvieweq.com. Go Broncos!
Back on the Ford Bronco halftime show. Ford, the official truck of the Broncos. Boise State down at the half, 10-7. The only game last season they were down at halftime was against Penn State. They did not come back from the deficit in that game. But Pete, I'm thinking of 2 games, the only 2 times Boise State has been to Florida. I believe we were ahead at USF and lost.
Yep.
And I know we were behind at Florida State and won. So maybe Boise State has them right where they want them.
Yeah, and that's just the thing is Boise State, I think they played a pretty solid game, but if I had to grade them, it's almost a B-, mostly because of those 2 lost fumbles, 1 each by Malik Sherrod and the other by Sire Gaines. Boise State's outgained South Florida. They got more stops. They got more sacks. The Bulls have had a few explosive plays compared to Boise State, but for me, the Broncos have played better overall in the first half. But again, those turnovers have been costly for Boise State.
I think they've handled the tempo well today.
Agreed.
And they've stopped their running backs in the backfield. The running backs have been a non-factor. A couple of penalties have hurt. As you say, turnovers have hurt. South Florida last year was 5-1 when they won the turnover battle, and they're winning at 2-0 tonight.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because the second turnover Boise State had was in the red zone. I'd like to think that Boise State might have finished that with a scoring drive, but again, you got to play with the hands you're dealt, and Boise State just has to play a little bit cleaner in the second half.
So it's 10-7 South Florida. The Bulls will get the football to start quarter number 3. We'll take a timeout and be back to get the second half underway from Raymond James Stadium. You're listening to the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield. Get your head in the game and out of the checkout line with Albertsons Drive Up and Go. Place an order online and our team will select the freshest ingredients, crunchiest snacks, and coolest refreshments so you have everything you need for game day. When you pull up for the play, we'll send out our team for the handoff so you can make a break for the end zone. Albertsons is the official grocer and tailgate headquarters of Bronco Athletics. Just download our new Albertsons for You deals and delivery app, place your order, and drive up and go Broncos.
Bronco Nation knows a little something about home field advantage, and these partners bring that same energy to your home. Give it up for your Boise State home team. Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Bauscher Real Estate, Blind Appeal, Cloverdale Plumbing, Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, Mr. Mud, Nampa Floors and Interiors, Row Paint, and Snake River Pool and Spa. When you need help at home, make them a part of your home team.
You can help advance medicine and get paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is seeking people of all ages for paid research studies near you. No health insurance is needed to join. Your participation could lead to life-changing discoveries in medicine. Don't wait. Help move science forward. Learn more at velocityclinicaltrials.com. That's velocityclinicaltrials.com.
You guys like my new Broncos hoodie? It just saved me 20% on my oil change.
Wait, what?
Every Friday, get 20% off at Valvoline Instant Oil Change when you wear your Broncos gear. No appointment, and you stay in your car while they work.
That's smoother than our tailgate playlist.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change is the official oil change partner of the Boise State Broncos. Visit VIOC.com/Broncos.
Welcome back to Tampa. USF with a 10-7 lead. And again, as we've talked, Boise State's done a pretty good job at getting after Brown. They have 3 sacks in the game. They also have moved the ball better than USF, as we were talking about. A couple of turnovers, a fumble on Boise State's first possession after they had moved it 41 yards in 10 plays, and then another fumble as they were inside the red zone. And that really, really hurts. And also the sack that would have gotten them off the field with the late hit penalty against Banks, another unforced error.
Yeah, that's just really the issues you have in the first game. You got to play clean, and typically the team that does play clean ends up winning the football game. And right now, South Florida playing a little bit better than Boise State, even though the Broncos statistically should be winning this game.
A lot of adjustments made at halftime of week number 1. Boise State's defense will be on the field first. I think overall they've done a pretty good job outside of a penalty or 2 on defense.
Yeah, really the biggest issue I think for Boise State's defense is the team speed on the outside. We saw Chaz Nimrod beat Boise State deep a few times, and his tackling on Byron Brown too. Once he gets out loose, he's had Bronco defenders bounce off of him left and right. So Boise State needs to do a better job tackling once they finally get to Byron Brown.
On the offensive side of the ball, they've had better running out of Gaines than they have had Sherrod. 8 carries for Gaines for 41 yards, 7 for 18 for Sherrod. You wonder in the second half of a 50-50 split, maybe skews one way or the other. Gaines has been more effective in the first half.
Yeah, I agree. We saw Malik Sherrod kind of end that first half there. I'm not sure if that was kind of penalizing Sire Gaines to some degree, there in that next possession after losing the fumble. But again, Sherrod lost one on the opening possession. And in my mind, Sire Gaines just has a little bit more of that it factor in this football game, a little bit more thump, and you see in the yards per carry, as Sire Gaines has 5.1 against Blake Sherrod's 2.6.
Third downs in this game. Boise State 4 out of 9, USF 3 out of 7. Fourth downs, Boise State made theirs. It was a Gaines run on fourth down, and the Bulls 0 for 1, and that set up a short field for Boise State. So both teams have had some issues where they've helped the other team score. Broncos will kick off from the right to the left. And back to return the kick looks like it'll be Jaquan Smith on the far side. And on the near side, Alvon Isaac. This time it'll be Boomer to kick off. Our kick returns are presented by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Ten to 7, low scoring first half. Big game matching USF, one of the top teams in the American, against Boise State, the prohibitive favorite in the Mountain West. Boomer is ready. Runs up, gets the boot into it. Third quarter is underway, and it's going to be a touchback halfway into the end zone, and the Bulls will get the football 1st and 10 on the 25.
I know that's going to make Mike Prater happy. He loves those touchbacks there, those long, deep kicks. Hard to do every single one of the time, but great job by Boomer kicking those kickoffs back deep.
USF has elected to place the ball on the left hash. First half, Brown was 8 of 14, throwing the ball for 105. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Brown also the leading rusher, 9 for 23. He did have a touchdown on a 23-yard run and was sacked 3 times. We'll spot the Broncos defense when we have a chance. Pass to the left side is going to be worth 7. Zion Washington will make the tackle as the tight end Wolf caught the pass on the left side and went out of bounds. They'll go quickly as they're up to the 33 after picking up 7 or 8. Brown gets by Virgin Morgan, and he'll be close to a first down, not quite there, as he's finally wrapped up by Marco Notriani. Notriani in the first half, one of the leading tacklers for the Broncos with 5. Third down and 1. Brown hands the ball up the middle. Norton may have the first down, and he needed 1, and I think he got 2, so the Bulls are off and moving with a first down at their own 36-yard line.
Officials, timeout for an injury.
And it is Marco Notriani that is down on the field. And he would be somebody I think that you would put in the very, very difficult to replace category.
Yeah, no doubt. Not just his play on the field, but his leadership just with the defense, the entire team. He's also the man that wears a green dot, so communicates what the coaches are communicating to his players on the field.
And they are keeping it here for the moment. This season, Boise State football is partnered with Mountain America Credit Union, the official credit union of the Broncos, to bring you first downs for Bronco Life. For each Bronco first down, Mountain America will donate $50 to the Bronco Life program at Boise State Athletics. Let's keep the ball moving forward and help the Bronco Life program. They've got Notriani up on his feet. He's going to be able to walk off under his own power. Amarion McCoy, senior defensive back who got an extra year and decided to utilize it, went over to say something to Marco and check on his teammate.
Yeah, McCoy obviously knows how important Marco is to this defense. And looking at the TV here over my right shoulder, looks like they're looking at Marco's right shoulder. Not sure, maybe a stinger there, something along those lines. Obviously a very physical, tough to play position when you're playing middle linebacker.
So Notriani is out. Bowen Phelps is in. They've had a lot of good things to say about him. He had 4 tackles last year for a season high against Utah State. Brown back to pass in the pocket. Brown may go down. He's trying to get away and can't. He'll be knocked down at the 35-yard line. And it looks like the sack goes to Deion Washington. And I think if they count it as a sack, it'll be number 4.
Yeah, just great job again by the Boise State's defense, getting pressure, getting inside that pocket there and causing disruption for Brown.
So it's second down. Brown will hand the ball off. Carrying it is Norton, and Norton will get 2. Going from the 35 to the 37, and it'll now be 3rd and long as the Broncos look for a Western Heating and Air 3rd down stop. Washington and Madry at tackles. Steege along with Virgin Morgan. They haven't substituted much at ends tonight. 3rd and 9, 10-7. It's going to be 3rd and 14 as the Bulls flinch. Byron Brown pointing at Boise State, saying they were moving. And now the officials are going to talk about it.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty obvious.
Yeah, that's so too, but there's really emphasis on
Illegal snap on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
I would say with the new rule change, a little even more, even though it's not a new rule, more emphasis though on defensive line, trying to simulate the cadence or moving, causing the offensive line to flinch, but that one was all against South Florida, their own self-inflicted injury.
So the ball moves back to the 32-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 14. The Bulls 4 out of 8 on 3rd downs. Brown in an empty set. 4 receivers go to the left, 1 to the right. Rip in the middle of the field. Looks like Boise State could be in a dime this time. Broncos rush 4. Ball thrown over the middle. Singleton with the catch. He'll be tackled shy of the 40. So the Bronco defense has done the job. Singleton with his 3rd catch of the game. Banks makes the tackle, and the Broncos get the Western Heating and Air 3rd down stop.
Yeah, great stop there by Boise State's defense.
So it'll be 4th and 6. As of now, USF has not put the punting unit out, and now here they come. Chase Leone will do the punting. Back to return the punt, Malik Sherrod. He'll stand on the Bronco 10. So Boise State, after 1 first down, will get a stop and get a chance to get the ball back, trailing at 10-7. And Leone with the punt. High tumbling kick. Fair catch called for by Sherrod. There was traffic. No flag down. They'll call a fair catch at the 10. Call it a 50-yard punt, no return.
Yeah, that was almost catch interference there against South Florida.
So Boise State with the football for their first possession of the 3rd quarter in Be Careful country at their own 10. Madsen in the first half, 15 of 23 for 122. Sherrod will be the opening back. He'll go with the ball, or excuse me, he will be in the backfield and will be to the right of Maddox Madsen. And he'll get the opening carry. Try to bounce to the outside, and he's going to lose 3. Duclona again on a tackle. He's had 2 or 3 tackles in the first half. And Boise State will be back to its own 7.
And Sire Gaines trotting off the sideline to sub out Malik Sherrod. Again, I think Sire Gaines just had a little bit of a hotter hand here in this football game. Hopefully the Boise State Broncos can ride that here in the second half.
This ball officially on the 8. You can see the pro shorter hash marks, wider hash marks for the college game. 10-7 Broncos trailing. 11:24 to go in the 3rd quarter. Broncos down 10-7. Madsen gets the snap. Big rush comes. Madsen is going to be sacked on the 1-yard line. And Boise State's offense going in the wrong direction with 2 losses on the first 2 plays of the 3rd quarter for them.
Yeah, and that sack came against Dalen Matoyer playing right tackle. He jumped off sides 2 times this game, so maybe a bit of a late start. But an outside linebacker, a little speedier of a guy, got the better jump on Matoyer.
They're going to say that contact came at the 3, so they'll move the ball to the 3 instead of the 1. And it'll be 3rd down and 17. The Broncos 4 out of 9 on 3rd downs.
Of course, you'd love a first down here, but Boise State just trying to gain at least 7 or 8 yards here just so they're not punting out of their own end zone.
Gaines in the backfield. Madsen under center. USF with a 4-man front. We've got a flag down in the backfield.
Delay game. Offense. Penalties half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. Still 3rd down.
So Boise State too long to get out of the huddle, and the ball goes back to the 1.5-yard line. Not the way you want to start the 3rd quarter with your first offensive possession. You start at the 10, and you've gone backwards.
Yeah, Boise State with the late substitution as well.
Play clock down to 18. Gaines in the backfield. Caples to the right. Marshall to the left. Matson under center. Four-man front for USF. Matson to throw out of the end zone. Throwing it long to the left side, and he overthrew Marshall. Great coverage step for step for the Bulls. Cornerback James Chenault. And now having to punt from the 1.5-yard line is going to be Oscar Doyle. USF should end up with a 3-point lead and wonderful field position.
Yeah, I do like that play call there by Nate Potter. Throw it to the outside, a quick release from Maddox Madsen to get rid of the chance of a sack and a safety. Maddox Madsen just misfired. That ball sailed out of bounds.
Porter to return the punt, standing at the Bronco 45-yard line. Doyle looks like he wants to rugby punt it and now gets a low kind of line drive punt. He's going to get a good roll, and it's going to roll out of bounds at the Bronco 49-yard line. So USF, after a 47.5-yard punt, will take over just inside Boise State territory. Let's take a break. More to come. It's the Bulls 10, the Broncos 7 on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Have you saved more than $300,000 for retirement? You may have a rare opportunity to save a small fortune in taxes when you retire that many other people don't have. Discover exactly how much money in taxes you could save with a free, customized retirement tax savings analysis from Boss Retirement Solutions. If you've saved more than $300,000, schedule your free retirement tax savings analysis now by calling 208-907-7820. Many advisors charge thousands of dollars for a customized tax analysis, but this analysis is free, even if you're not a client. So call Boss Retirement Solutions today, 208-907-7820. That number again, 208-907-7820. Boss Retirement Solutions is proud to be an official sponsor of Boise State Athletics.
Boise State Athletics are not current clients of Boss and were compensated for this endorsement. For more information, visit bossretirement.com/Boise State disclosure.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide with an ice-cold fountain drink at one of the concession stands. Bob Beeler and Pete Cabin are back here, third quarter early, 9:53 remaining. And it's good field position for USF, taking over after the punt at the 49 of Boise State. They have a 3-point lead, 10-7.
Yeah, really, Boise State just hasn't played the cleanest of ball games. They had a few penalties, gave up a sack, got pinned back, really with their heels in their own end zone. A decent punt there by the Broncos, 47-yarder, but still the Bulls on Boise State's side of the football field lined up at the 49. The Bulls also have 2 turnovers to 0 against Boise State. Broncos, I'm sure, would love not only a stop, but getting a turnover of their own here.
And in the last drive, Marco Notriani was shaken up, left the field, appears to be back this time. We'll see if he actually is going to get out there and line up. He's got his helmet on and is huddling, so one would think so. That would be a bonus for Boise State. Second series defensively, 2 linebackers, Notriani and Rip, Feely, Latu, Steege and Virgin Morgan up front. Irby and McCoy. Banks is your nickel. Haven't seen much of Mickey. And it's Benefield and Zion Washington at safety. Nimrod will go to the left side. In the slot looks to be Porter. Right side may be Smith. Brown in the shotgun. One running back with him off the right shoulder. Believe it may be Franklin. It is. Franklin didn't do much at Oklahoma after a great FCS career for a couple of seasons at UT Martin. From the Bronco 49, USF by 3. Brown with a quick pass to the left side, and it's in and out of the hands of Nimrod. Would have been a short gain. It's incomplete. Really, it should have been caught.
I've seen South Florida have a few drops in this football game.
Second down, incomplete passes kind of bogged down the hurry-upness for USF. 2nd and 10. Running play, Franklin trying to bounce to the outside. He may get a yard. Benefield there for the stop. It's going to be 3rd and 9 coming up from the 48-yard line, and Boise State's defense has been on point against the run. USF with just 28 yards rushing in this game.
And 24 of them are by their quarterback.
On one play for the touchdown. 4 sacks in the game for the Bronco defense. College, it comes off the running totals. Clock running, 9:15 to go in the third quarter. 3rd and 9. Brown in the pocket. Brown with plenty of time. Quick throw short to the left side. It's not going to get him a first down. Broncos close up the receiver pretty quickly. It may have been Rubin that had the catch. And it's now going to be 4th down and about 6 to go for a first down after a pickup of a couple.
And South Florida has the advantage of field position right now. Boise State's 45, looking to pin Boise State back deep. Sure be nice if Malik Sherrod could get a nice punt return here.
Sherrod will be standing at his own 6. Punt will be coming from the 45-yard line. We'll see what kind of touch that Leon has. And Leon's going to try a fake. It's a fake. Wide out there is Singleton. Made the catch at the 20. Singleton breaks 2 tackles and scores a touchdown. A touchdown pass, I believe, was thrown by the backup quarterback, Lachlan Hewlett. He was in punt formation. Lachlan Hewlett with the touchdown pass. And USF surges ahead now by 2 scores, 16-7.
Yeah, just a good time fake there. Totally caught Boise State off guard. We saw in the bowl game against San Jose State in the Hawaii Bowl, South Florida had a few trick plays on kick returns and other parts of special teams and burnt Boise State good on that one.
Keyshawn Singleton with the catch. And the Broncos will be down 2 scores. Special teams come through big time. A long 50-plus yard field goal for Gramatica and a 45-yard touchdown pass on a fake punt. And they go 49 yards in 4 plays. And the crowd beginning to get into it right now. Gramatica with the extra point. 8:18 to go. And the kick by Gramatica is good. So we've got time out on the field. It is now a 10-point lead for USF, 17-7. Take a break on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Looking for affordable storage? Look no further. Storage Self-Storage is family-owned and operated and the official self-storage partner of the Broncos. Whether it's storing personal treasures, holiday decorations, cleaning out your garage, storing your boat or RV, or even storing your entire household for the big move, we've got you covered at any of our 19 convenient locations serving the entire Treasure Valley, Donley, and McCall. Hop online at store.com because since 1972, we've been able to store it for you.
Bronco Nation knows a little something about home field advantage, and these partners bring that same energy to your home. Give it up for your Boise State home team. Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Bauscher Real Estate, Blind Appeal, Cloverdale Plumbing, Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, Mr. Mud, Nampa Floors and Interiors, Row Paint, and Snake River Pool and Spa. When you need help at home, make them a part of your home team.
Hey Bronco fans, Bob Beeler here to tell you all about Event Rent, the official partner of Boise State Athletics. Whether you're planning a wedding, corporate event, backyard party, or the ultimate Broncos game day tailgate, Event Rent has everything you need. They offer tailgate packages all season long, so you can be the MVP of every home game celebration. My preferred choice when choosing rentals is Event Rent, conveniently located on Eagle Road just off the freeway. Check them out and visit IdahoEventRent.com.
Anthony's Restaurant, family owned and operated, bringing the Boise community fresh Pacific Northwest seafood flown directly into the town, located on the ground floor of Simplot headquarters with pre-validated parking in the Simplot garage every time you dine. Fake punt, backup quarterback came in to punt, and it's 45 yards from Lachlan Hewlett to Keyshawn Singleton. And Singleton now 5 catches for 93 yards in the game, has a touchdown there. He's caught all 5 of his targets, and that is the scoring summary by First Federal Bank. The Bulls go 49 yards in 4 plays and have a 10-point lead.
Yeah, and Boise State probably just should have been a little bit more situational awareness there on that one, saying, hey, that's a different punter back there, and obviously you know the depth chart. That's the backup quarterback back there. Alert, alert, fake. But does not matter. South Florida hits a fake play on a fake punt, and Boise State now trails 17-7 with 8:18 left in the third quarter. Still plenty of football left to be played, but Boise State, very, very important. They try answering that score with a score of their own.
Back to return the kick is Sherrod. Tuioti, the up back. And we'll see who's going to kick off. They've alternated between Gramatica and Zuiagi. And it will be Zuiagi to kick off for the Bulls. Big offensive series for the Broncos. They led 7-0. They've allowed 17 unanswered points.
They're really, after the first quarter, Boise State really hasn't gotten a whole lot of yardage in this game.
Broncos at the end of one quarter had 75 yards. They've had 100 in the next quarter and a half. And they're going to down it, and they'll take the ball at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. And this time as the Broncos come out, Maddox Madsen is going to have Dylan Riley in the backfield with him. Riley in the game, 1 carry for no yards. Sherrod 8 for 16, and Gaines 8 for 41.
I sure hope we see a little bit more gains here in the second half.
Madsen under center. 4-man line for USF. And Riley, the lone back, standing straight like Ashton Genty. It's a fake to Riley. Madsen bootlegs to the right. Throws it to a wide open Ben Ford, and he's got the Mountain America first down out across the 35. Wait a second, I think they're going to say he's a half-yard short, that he skipped out of bounds early. So it will be 9.5 yards to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, but the third catch of the game there for Ford. Nice job by him securing that football, giving Boise State a manageable 2nd and inches here.
3 for 31 for Ford. Last season he was 4 for 34, so he's going to do better in this game tonight than he did all of last season. Quentin Brown, motion to the right. Handoff, running play, and it's Riley for maybe a yard. Fortunately, that's what they needed, and he's got the first down. So the Broncos out to the 35-yard line.
First down, Boise State.
Now can breathe a little bit. 7.5 minutes to go third quarter, so we're halfway through the third. Only points in the second half, that touchdown on the fake punt for USF. Still Riley in the backfield. Madsen under center on 1st and 10. Caples and Lauder to the right. Madsen back to pass, flushed out of the pocket to the right, throws the ball, and it's batted down. Big pass rush that time for USF. It goes to Jalen Schuler, and the 2 linebackers, Harris and Schuler, have been outstanding.
Yeah, they really have. As we said a few times, that Mac Harris is the 4th best prospect in the American Conference, and his best friend Schuler is a 13 preseason pick in the American Conference. Both very, very dominant, and both the best players on that defensive side for the Bulls.
2nd and 10, Boise State from their own 35-yard line. Madsen in the shotgun. 2 receivers to each side. Gets the snap. Madsen steps up in the pocket. He's going to run. He's going to get to the 40-yard line, so he'll gain 5, leaving Boise State with a 3rd down and 5 approaching midfield.
Yeah, you can look at Maddox Madsen. He's spent some time in the weight room this offseason, a little bit more bulked up, a little bit more defined. Obviously, he has had big boy play here on 3rd and 5, trailing by 10.
Broncos need to get to the 45. If they get within a yard or so, Pete, they might have to consider going for it. I know it's early with 6.5 minutes to go in the third. 3 receivers, Marshall, Caples, Ford, all go to the right. Now Ford in motion to the left and then comes back to the right. Madsen rolls the pocket to the right, throws it to Ford, diving catch, short of the first down. He's going to pick up 3, leaving Boise State with a 4th and 2 from the 43-yard line. Are you going to be a riverboat gambler here if you're Spencer Danielson and go for 4th and 2? It looks like he will. Broncos 1 for 1 on 4th downs tonight. They made 68% of them last year. They're going to go for it just shy of their own 45-yard line. Madsen under center. Let's see if it's a run or a pass. In motion is Caples. Madsen looking to throw it. In the pocket. Steps up. He's going to try to run it. Lower shoulder. Madsen first down. Cuts back into the middle and gets into USF territory at the 47-yard line. What a gutty 10-yard run by Maddox Madsen on 4th down. Boise State gets them out in America first down.
Yeah, Maddox Madsen had to get on his horse and giddy up on that one. Great job by him, not only getting the first down, but cutting back infield to pick up extra yardage on top of it.
So the Broncos with a 1st and 10 now at the 48-yard line of USF. Madsen under center. Caples in motion. Madsen going to throw again. In the pocket all day. Dumps it off to Gaines. Caught it at the 50 to the 45. Gaines will get down to the 42 for a gain of 6 or 7. And both teams will sub.
Timeout for an injury.
And we have a timeout for an injury, so let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Bronco football. Broncos trail 17-7, 4:52 to go in the third quarter here in Tampa against USF. The player that's shaken up is a Bull, and I think that 4th down run by Madsen to get the first down may have been the play of the game so far. Boise State looks like they have a little more pep in their step after he picked up the first down.
Yeah, they do, and really that was a play that broke down as well. It was supposed to be a traditional pass, but Maddox Madsen saw the open lane and took it. First down Boise State as we head to a TV timeout.
Boise State down 10, 17-7. They'll have a 2nd down and 4 when we come back on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Bronco fans, looking for a bank that bleeds blue and helps enhance your financial well-being? What about a bank that is based in Idaho and has served the Gem State for over 110 years and proudly supports Boise State? Look no further than First Federal Bank, offering best-in-class banking products and services like our rewards checking account, where you can earn an incredible 5.01 annual percentage yield. To learn more, visit bankfirstfed.com. First Federal Bank, Idaho's community bank of choice. Member FDIC.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountains, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today. Based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Football games have many twists and turns, and so does life. Your Health Idaho is here to help Bronco Nation find the coverage you need when you have a life-changing event. If you're in need of quality health insurance, visit yourhealthidaho.org to learn more. USF was 17. Boise State was 7. We've got 4:52 to go in the third quarter. Broncos staring at a 2nd and 4, though, but from the Bull 42.
Yeah, much better drive here for Boise State. Looks like they got a little bit of swagger back and confidence back. But a highly important possession here for the Broncos as the Bulls just scored to take a 10-point lead, up 17-7. With about 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. So important for Boise State to answer that touchdown with the 10th touchdown of their own to give themselves a shot here in the fourth quarter.
Devin Lee, nose tackle, was the player that was helped off for USF. Big guy, graduate student, graduated from Vanderbilt and is playing this season at USF, 6'2", 290 pounds. Out at least for the moment. Broncos with a 2nd and 4. They have the ball inside USF territory when play resumes at the Bull 42-yard line. Looking at the offensive line, Casey and Steele are on the left side. Randolph at center. Carrion and Matoya on the right side. Sherrod in the backfield, out in the motion to the right side, so it's an empty set for Madsen. Penry Caples to the left. Ford, Sherrod, and Lauder to the right. Madsen steps up, runs out of the pocket to the 40, has the first down inside the 35, down to around the 32, so another 10-yard run for Madsen as the middle of the field Pete kind of left vacant, and Madsen sensing it, and now Boise State with the 1st and 10 going to the run to Lauder, and they changed things up that time. The left side went right on the offensive line, and the right side went left.
South Florida, 30 seconds.
So South Florida called the timeout. They'll have 2 left, Pete, and I wonder, do you think they noticed the Boise State flopped the offensive line, and maybe that's why the timeout was flushed?
Yeah, they must have, because that's just a weird time to take a timeout on 1st and 10. If it was 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 1 or something along those lines, I would have understood it, but with it being 1st and 10, they had to call the timeout, recognizing that Boise State was in a different formation.
And I think because the linemen were in a different spot, they might have thought some trick was coming.
Yeah, typically Boise State, they do never swap sides with their offensive line, so that was a good red flag that went up for South Florida.
Now they've got the line back in the regular spot. I saw the big 77 Casey go to right tackle, and I was thinking, wow, something is amiss. And that's what USF thought as well, and they wasted a timeout. Sherrod, the lone back. Madsen settles under center. 4:16 to go in the third quarter. The Broncos trail by 10, 17-7. Madsen hands the ball to Sherrod. Sherrod just can't get through the hole. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage at best, and that hole closes up. Sherrod has really had trouble tonight running the football. 9 carries now for 16 yards.
Yeah, this USF defense just obviously very big, very fast, play hard. It's just been a tough matchup there for an undersized Malik Sherrod.
We've not seen much of gains in the second half, Pete, if any. 2nd down and 12. Ball goes back to the 32. Long count. Madsen has the snap. Hands it off to Sherrod, slips 2 or 3 tackles, drives inside the 25 to the 23. He's going to pick up about 9 or 10 yards. I think the nicest run of the night for Sherrod.
Oh, without a doubt. Here comes the big Sire Gaines as well, but that was a nice just halfback draw there. South Florida bailed a little bit, and Malik Sherrod used that extra space to squeak his way to get Boise State 3rd and 2.
I think you're in 4-down territory here, down 10 points with 3 minutes to go and change in the third quarter. Madsen under center. A lot of tight ends in the game. Madsen to throw. Over the middle. Ball caught and dropped. It's incomplete. It was intended for Matt Wagner. And now the Broncos will have a 4th down and 2 at the 33-yard line. And they are going to go for it.
Yeah, that was just a tough play there for Matt Wagner. Kind of turned around looking for that football and got blasted right in the back. As soon as it came to him, not many receivers or tight ends, but it came down with that ball.
3 receivers, Marshall, Caples, Ford to the left. Now Ford goes over to the right side. Lauder is right as well. Gaines in the backfield. Broncos need 2. Madsen to throw for it out of the backfield and threw it behind Gaines. It's incomplete, and the Broncos have turned it over on downs.
Yeah, not sure if Sire Gaines ran a bad route on that one or Maddox just misfired, but obviously an inaccurate pass there in a tough fourth down stop, for Boise State.
So with 2:47 to go in the third quarter, USF holds on their own 23-yard line. Bud Light, proud sponsor of Boise State Athletics. Easy to drink and easy to enjoy. Now, if you're USF, you generally try to hurry things up, Pete. Do you try to milk some clock ahead by 10?
Absolutely make that clock the worst enemy for Boise State.
Brown in the shotgun. The Broncos with a four-man front. Right side with a run. Brown will get a couple. Banks knocks him down. Banks had a extra hit penalty earlier in the game that was key to keeping a drive alive because he was a runner instead of a passer. I think they let him slide that time.
Yeah, it's very close on that edge. You just have to be smarter. You can't finish off those quarterbacks, especially if they're just wrapped up.
Second down and 9 after a gain of 1 over the middle. The ball is trapped, and now a late flag from way upfield. Are they going to get the Broncos for pass interference? If so, it'll be worth very little other than a first down, which would be huge.
Pass interference, number 43, defense, spot foul, and automatic first down.
And the automatic first down is the big part of the penalty. USF gets to the 30-yard line. But instead of third down and having to convert, they get the first down on the penalty.
And that was a weird play there. Singleton was boxing out Rip there, almost like basketball, and that's when the ball was delivered and Rip got the automatic pass interference.
First and 10 from the 30-yard line. Brown in the pocket, heaving it long down the middle. Nimrod is out there. Nimrod with the catch. Switches the field inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. A gain of 55 yards on the strike to Nimrod.
Yeah, the speedy Nimrod is just a mismatch issue for Boise State. They can't keep up with them stride for stride. And I'm surprised that South Florida hasn't taken more deep shots towards Nimrod's way.
So they're down to the Boise State 15 into the red zone. Run left side, Brown trying to get around the corner. Dives for the pylon, and he's in. Too big, too strong. And USF now is in front 23-7.
Yeah, that was bad there for Boise State. Of course, explosive plays is something that we've been worried about coming into this football game as South Florida's offense has woken up a little bit more by each quarter.
Brown with his second running touchdown of the game. And now South Florida in control, 23-7. Pending the extra point.
Yeah, and hopefully Boise State's defense saw the celebration by Brown, too, putting his hand down to the turf, saying, "You're too small." I don't know, you tell that to a man. Those are fighting words in my eyes.
1:44 to go in the third quarter. South Florida has made the plays tonight that have been the big plays on like third and fourth down. Extra point, good by Gramatica. They will keep it here at this timeout. 1:44 to go in the quarter.
For an injury.
Scoring summary presented by First Federal Bank. USF goes 77 yards in just 3 plays. (24-7) in favor of the Bulls. 24 unanswered points. USF player is down. Looking for more college football action this weekend? You can check out the College Football Blitz for free by going to the Varsity Network app. It's the college football audio version of the NFL Red Zone channel. Every Saturday it goes from noon to midnight Eastern time, so that's 10 to 10 Mountain time. Just search College Football Blitz on the Varsity Network app.
And looking at that touchdown there by Byron Brown, not the best of effort, I can say, from Boise State's defensive backfields to try to get that tackle.
And when Latrell Caples scores, Jackson pours. Anytime Latrell Caples scores a touchdown, Jackson's will give Let's Go Reward members a 49-cent any size fountain drink at Jackson's or Extra Mile by Jackson's on the Monday following the game. Jackson says, "Let's go." You can download the Let's Go Rewards app or visit jacksons.com/Broncos for more details. And they are still attending to the USF player that was hurt on the point after touchdown.
It looks like it's the backup left guard, I believe, Cole Skinner on that one. He was kind of double teamed by Braxton Feely and Jaden Virgin Morgan and kind of got rolled up into. The training staff was looking at his ankle and knee.
Boise State in the third quarter has been outscored 14-0. Looks like USF has rolled up 140 yards of offense in this quarter. And Boise State with just 45 yards of offense. Broncos, it look like, have made a change on kick returns. Instead of Sherrod, it's going to be Dylan Riley. Riley, of course, had a touchdown last year, 96 yards in the game against Utah State. And the kick going to be 3/4 of the way into the end zone, so the Broncos will take the touchback and take over at the 25-yard line with 1:44 to go in the third quarter.
And this is simply got to have it. Got to have a touchdown on this possession, or the likelihood of pulling off really being down 24-7 and overcoming that be slim to none if they can't score a touchdown here.
They'll opt to take the ball on the left hash. Madsen 18 of 30 for 141 yards. 3 of 7 in the third quarter. Madsen gets the snap, fakes it to Gaines, rolls right, throws it out in the flat. Nice catch by Caples. Caples jukes a couple, carries tacklers with him, and will get the Mountain America first down out to the 40-yard line for a pickup of 15.
You can see Maddox Madsen just battling his butt off out there, doing everything he can for Boise State.
Fourth catch of the game for Caples. From the 40-yard line, they go to the run. It's Gaines. And Gaines driving. He's going to get 4 out to the 44. Nice, good blocking on the left side by Casey and Steele. Randolph in there at center as well. Hard running by Gaines.
Yeah, it looks like Mason Randolph might have something kind of tapping himself out. He is jogging off the field, but the backup center is going to have to take at least one snap here. Zach Holmes had at least a lot of starts last season playing center for Boise State.
Ball at the 43-yard line. Down to a minute to go in the third quarter. Boise State subbed. USF being afforded the opportunity to sub. 2nd down and 7. The Broncos need to get to the 50. Madsen back to pass. Madsen in the pocket. Madsen down the middle. It's caught by Caples, and then the ball is separated. His helmet is knocked off. The defensive play was made by the safety for, the linebacker for USF, that being Mac Harris.
Yeah, that was a big hit there against Latrell Caples. I almost thought it looked like a targeting, helmet on helmet, which caused Caples' helmet to fly off. So that might be one the officials want to look at for potential targeting.
Bronco athletic training staff will come out to take a look at Caples. I kind of think you're right. Whether they're going to take a look at it or not, so far, no.
And Caples very strong. You know he's hurting, but still being able to sit up, not showing USF that he's injured.
Had Caples been able to hang on, it would have been number one, a tremendous catch. It would have been down around the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like actually that shot was more kind of in the ribs region there, Latrell Caples. And again, when you get shot there, kind of right in the kidneys, right in the back of the ribs, it's pretty tough to have control of your entire body. But good news, Latrell Caples walking off the field.
So hopefully he'll be able to get back in the not too distant future. 3 catches for 42 yards on the night. Mason Randolph, by the way, back in after one play at center for the Broncos. They got a 3rd and 7 from the 43-yard line. Big play for Boise State. 4 out of 12 is all on 3rd downs. They got 43 seconds left in the quarter. Madsen with the snap. Big rush comes. Madsen over the middle and in and out of the hands of Lauder. Madsen had somebody in his face. It may have been Harris that was blitzing from the linebacker spot. Madsen probably had to throw it a little faster than he wanted to, and Boise State's going to go for it on 4th and 7, and it seems like they're putting all the chips into the middle of the field.
Yeah, maybe a little bit early because you don't want to fall down 31-7 if you don't convert this, but Boise State running out of time, figuring out in midfield this is as good a time as any to take another shot.
They need to get into USF territory. Gaines in the backfield. Brown and Bates out on the field. A little bit of confusion of whether those two young guys are going to line up, and Boise State's going to have to use a timeout. And they probably needed to do it, avoid a delay of game penalty there. There's never been a better time to get a great deal on a Ford truck or SUV than at your Idaho Ford stores. Ford is the official truck of the Broncos. All right, what's your call here, Pete? 4th and 7. Looks like the offense is still going to be on the field.
I think you have to have some sort of run-pass option here. We see Maddox Madsen scramble a little bit more here in the second half, so I like the option of him being able to keep it on his feet, but there's no doubt that 4th and 7, it has to be a pass.
Well, I think if you're scrambling in your Madsen, 7 is a lot to ask for.
No doubt.
Broncos on 4th down tonight are 2 of 3, though. Bates wide to the right. Madsen to throw it. Right side. Making a break on the ball to knock it down is the USF defensive back. And they have turned the Broncos over on downs. The play made by Deshaun Rucker.
Yeah, just not the most accurate pass there by Maddox Madsen, but South Florida was reading all over that, knowing the receiver was eventually going to cut back towards the football. The South Florida jumped it, almost got the interception, but better for them they didn't. They'll get better field position for that not being a pick.
They're going to take over at the Bronco 43 with a chance here with 35 seconds to go. They're leading by 17. They've scored 14 in this quarter. They've scored 24 unanswered points. Broncos really in need of a turnover. They've been out-turned over 2-0 in this game. Handoff up the middle. Running back Norton with the carry. Running backs haven't done a whole lot for South Florida. Neither one of them have 10 yards in the game.
Outside of Brown, really the offense for South Florida has been pretty simple.
Also, getting that fake punt for a touchdown was probably the biggest play of the game. That was a 45-yard pass, and they're going to let the clock run out in the third quarter and go to the fourth quarter. Third quarter has been unbelievable for South Florida. We're going to take a break after the quarter. It's 24-7 USF. More to come on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Looking to buy quality used trucks, trailers, equipment, or attachments? Look no further than Boise West Equipment. At Boise West Equipment, we sell all makes and models for your needs. Spring, summer, winter, or fall, no matter the season, we've got it all. We're your local trusted source for all your heavy equipment needs. Visit us Monday through Friday right along the freeway in Boise. Remember, at Boise West Equipment, we have one or we'll find one. Come see us today and go Broncos.
Bronco fans, looking for a bank that bleeds blue and helps enhance your financial well-being? What about a bank that is based in Idaho and has served the Gem State for over 110 years and proudly supports Boise State? Look no further than First Federal Bank, offering best-in-class banking products and services like our rewards checking account, where you can earn an incredible 5.01 annual percentage yield. To learn more, visit bankfirstfed.com. First Federal Bank, Idaho's community bank of choice. Member FDIC.
Attention Boise State fans, follow the Broncos on their road to glory straight to Reno, and there's no better place to stay than J Resort. J Resort has the newest, most luxurious hotel rooms in Reno and an exclusive special rate just for Boise State fans, plus no resort fees. Enjoy free shuttle service to and from the game and game day food specials. Don't wait, visit jresortreno.com and use offer code Boise25 to claim this special Boise Broncos fan rate. Make J Resort your game day go-to.
St. Luke's and Boise State are proud to be blue, together partners in education, research, and community health. You can learn more at stlukesonline.org. USF 14-0 in the quarter. Third quarter last year, that was their best quarter. They outscored opponents 123-56 in the 2 seasons that Alex Golish has been the coach at USF. They are 13-0 and leading after the third quarter.
Yeah, much improved as well. And really 2 straight 7-6 seasons. But the reason why they were 7-6 last year is they lost Brown, 5th game of the season playing against Tulane. As we can see, Brown is as good as advertised. Keep in mind, when he was healthy, he was one of 2 players to pass for over 3,000 yards and rush for over 800. The only other one was Jaden Daniels, who ended up winning the Heisman.
When the Broncos need to move, they count on Airvan. Airvan is the official mover of the Broncos.
Yeah,
on the go and want to stay connected to live sports anywhere in the country, download the free Varsity Network app. It's available on Apple and Android. You can listen to us on it. With new features this season, it's easier than ever to listen to live games and keep up with your favorite teams. Don't miss a moment. Get the Varsity Network app now.
And trying to play a little voodoo doll like you were earlier, Bob. Byron Brown hasn't thrown an interception in 199 straight attempts. You throw number 200, might be a good time for Boise State to end that streak. Desperately need a turnover, a few stops.
$15 minutes to go. Boise State will have to erase a 17-point deficit, down 24-7. Second down and 7 for the Bulls at the Bronco 40-yard line. A fake punt, a big 55-yard pass, and then a Brown run, and that's how you got 2 touchdowns for USF in the third quarter. Brown in the shotgun, Norton in the backfield with him. Brown throws it to Norton out in the flat, caught it at the 45, nice play to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, inside the 20, down to the 15. He may have coughed the ball up. Boy, the Broncos are reacting, kind of looking like maybe the ball popped out at the end. The officials are going to unpile at the 15-yard line. No signal has been made, but a lot of white jerseys are there.
Yeah, a bad tackling once again by Boise State on that last play. Looks like they're still battling for the football underneath that pile.
And Boise State looks like the officials have pointed at first their way and now maybe pointing to USF. I don't think they know yet. And they'll say that USF got back on it. It looks like Norton got his own fumble back. And now they're in the red zone again, down to the 16-yard line. So that screen pass there on the first play of the fourth quarter really swings momentum over to USF. From the 16-yard line. Quick throw left side. Rubin with the catch. Tackled by Benefield. Gain of a couple.
Yeah, nice job by Ty Benefield. He's gained so much weight and so much muscle this offseason. Almost looks like an NFL safety out there.
Snap to Brown, quick throw left side, ball caught. Rubin again inside the 10, down to about the 8, very close to another first down. 24-7, the Bulls in front, early fourth quarter. Handoff up the middle, Norton again, poor tackling, and Norton's into the end zone for the score. An 8-yard run. And it's now 30-7 in favor of USF.
Yeah, that defense, the start of the first 7 plays against USF, that had no success, no yardage. A 3-and-out and then a 4-and-out. This Boise State defense no longer here right now, getting ran over by the Bulls.
Norton last season at Charlotte before transferring had 525 yards and 7 touchdowns. In his career, he has over 1,000 yards rushing between Charlotte and Iowa State. Clock stops with 13:26 to go, fourth quarter.
A touchdown. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 7, Boise State. It's his first of the game. That 15-yard penalty be enforced on the kickoff.
And you can't have that. Obviously, things aren't going your way if you're Boise State down 30-7 pending this PAT. You can't make it worse for yourself and lose your composure.
Grammatica for the extra point. And Grammatica's kick is up, and the kick is good. So on our scoring drive, presented by First Federal Bank, South Florida, after the 4th down stop, goes 43 yards in 5 plays. And it takes 2:09 off the clock. We've got timeout. It's now USF 31 and Boise State 7. More to come on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Bronco fans, you bring the noise, and these restaurants bring the flavor. Our Boise State preferred restaurant partners include Anthony's, Chip Cookies, Costa Vida, Dutch Bros, Firehouse Subs, Guthrie's, Paddles Up Poke, Ruth's Chris, Taco Bell, and Tucanos. Show them some love for supporting your Broncos next time you grab a bite.
You can help advance medicine and get paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is seeking people of all ages for paid research studies near you. No health insurance is needed to join. Your participation could lead to life-changing discoveries in medicine. Don't wait. Help move science forward. Learn more at velocityclinicaltrials.com. That's velocityclinicaltrials.com.
Bronco Nation knows a little something about home field advantage, and these partners bring that same energy to your home. Give it up for your Boise State home team. Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Bauscher Real Estate, Blind Appeal, Cloverdale Plumbing, Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, Mr. Mud, Nampa Floors and Interiors, Row Paint, and Snake River Pool and Spa. When you need help at home, make them a part of your home team.
Bring on back to school at Kohl's. From on-trend outfits to everyday styles, find looks your kids will love at prices you'll love when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. 31-7 USF with 13:26 remaining in the fourth quarter. Boise State will get the football back on another kickoff presented by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. First quarter, Boise State led 7-0. 10-0 for the Bulls in the second quarter. 14-0 for the Bulls in the third quarter. And 7-0 for the Bulls here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I think really you can go down to 2 plays that change the trajectory of this game. The lost fumble by Sire Gaines in the red zone, and then the fake punt for a touchdown for USF.
Kicking off from the 50 will be USF.
I think Grammatica on this one's trying to get the football into that big old pirate ship there, the Buccaneers, the back of the end zone.
It's a knuckleballing short kick taken by one of the upbacks at the 20. And they'll return it to the 25-yard line. Ball's bounced crazy. Luke Voorhees was on the return for Boise State.
A nice job just being heads up, securing that football and gaining 5 or 6 yards on the return.
First and 10 for the Broncos at their own 25-yard line. In motion is Ford. Matson gets the snap, looking downfield over the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of Caples. He kind of had to reach back for it, but there was a window. Matson tried to find him. Good to see Caples back after getting shaken up, but they just couldn't quite get it.
Yeah, Mad Dog getting a little less accurate here as the game goes along, too. Is passing about 65% completion percentage right now, sitting at 54. He's 19 for 35 for 156 yards and a touchdown to Chris Marshall.
Second and 10. Matson gets the snap. Over the middle again. Diving catch. Caples. This time he hangs on at the 40, and he gets the Mountain America first down.
Yeah, great grab there by Latrell Caples. Great to see him healthy again. And a pretty impressive catch there by the senior wide receiver, too.
Broncos without a huddle. Matson with the ball. Matson throwing the ball downfield and overthrew Caples. Coverage that time for the Bulls defensively by their nickelback Jarvis Lee. Clock stopped. The Broncos will huddle. 12:56 remaining. Fourth quarter, down 31-7. Starts with one touchdown. Broncos looking for it on this possession. Matson gets the snap. Right side short. Lauder with the catch at the 45. Goes out of bounds around the 46. It'll be a gain of about 5. Clock will stop for the moment until they get the chain set.
Yeah, nice job by Lauder, too. Again, just trying to make third down a little bit more manageable. You know, Maddox Madsen wanted to push that football downfield, but just had to take what the defense gave him.
Third down now for the Broncos. 3rd and 5 from the 46. Ford in motion, right to left. Bulls rush 5, pass to Lauder, makes a juggling catch near the sticks.
Wow, late hit there on the sideline, too. Surprised the official didn't see that. After Matt Lauder was down on the ground, kind of on his backside at the sideline there in front of USF, someone kind of on the sideline just gave him a big shove.
So the Broncos now into Bull territory. They have the ball at the 48-yard line. Still a lot of time left, 12 minutes to go. Matson with the snap, retreats, throws it down the middle long. Bates has it at the 30, inside the 20, gets down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. Pass to Bates, goes for 31 yards.
Yeah, great job there by the speedy Bates there, just getting wide open for Maddox Madsen. He delivers the ball on the dart right to the true sophomore.
So down to the 17-yard line. Matson avoids the sack. Matson throws the ball, floats it for Caples, and just overthrew him. Matson should have been sacked. Did a tremendous job avoiding the rush and tried to float it over to Caples on the left side and threw it a little too long.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible for Maddox just not to get sacked on that one, and almost tried to float, almost teardrop there, Latrell Caples, but just had a little bit too much on it. Caples was just inches away from bringing that one down for Boise State's touchdown.
Broncos are in the red zone, presented by Coastline Equipment. Broncos need to power through here. 2nd and 10 from the 17. Gaines in the backfield, moves to the right of Matson. Matson in the pocket, looking to pass. Matson throws the ball towards Gaines, and I think was more interested in not getting sacked. Seliscar was in his face for the Bulls, and it'll now be 3rd and 10 from the 17-yard line.
Yeah, one thing, though, about Maddox Madsen, he has made good decisions, has not made bad plays, turned into worse. I have zero problem with the quarterback sailing the ball out of bounds when there's a chance for a disastrous play.
Big play here on 3rd down. The Broncos 5 out of 14 on 3rd downs. They need to get to the 7 for a first down. 11:25 to go in the 4th quarter. Matson in the pocket, flushed out, peels over to the left, still running with the ball. Fakes a pass, now runs, and he'll get inside the 15 down to the 13. That's worth about 4 or 5 yards. But now the Broncos will have to eschew the field goal, down 31-7. We approach 11 minutes to go, and they're going to have to go for it again. They are just 2 out of 4 on 4th downs. Last season, Boise State was 68% on fourth down. We've talked about a lot of have-to-have-it plays tonight. This is one of them.
No doubt.
Gains in the backfield with Madsen, 3 receivers right. Now Ford in motion to the left and then comes back to the right. Madsen rolls the pocket right, lost the football, and USF recovers. It looked like he was just trying to reposition the ball, and USF will take over at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, sometimes when it rains, it pours, and on that fourth down there, I think Maddox Madsen, after a few scrambles, after a long drive, might be a little bit sweaty. Not sure if he had sweat on his hands, made that ball slippery or what, because he was rolling out to his right, just kind of slipped right out as he palmed the ball, and Boise State loses another turnover.
We'll take a break. Bulls up 31-7 on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountains, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today. Based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
Bronco fans, this is Jeremiah Dickey. It's a new era of college athletics. The mission of the Horseshoe Collective, an official sponsor of Bronco Athletics, is to pair local charitable causes with student athletes who wish to use their name, image, and likeness to make a positive impact in our community. Supporting the mission of the Horseshoe Collective will have a direct impact on student athletes in the Treasure Valley. To make a donation or to find out how you or your business can get involved, head to thehorseshoecollective.com.
10:34 left in the game. USF ahead 31-7. They take the ball over at their own 25. Madsen on fourth down may have had sweat on his hands. They're listed as a fumble. So the Broncos now have committed 3 turnovers tonight to none for USF. Been slightly outgained 311 to 296, but a lot of plays tonight have swung things for the Bulls.
Yeah, and I'd recommend if you're a Bronco fan, a little frustrated at home, probably the last place you should be right now is Twitter or X. That's probably not the most complimentary place for Boise State football, just not the best of showing. I thought Boise State started off great. The defense was awesome to start off the football game. Boise State was marching downfield. Then a few turnovers happened. South Florida got rolling. Now we find ourselves, after being up 7-0, with the Bulls up 31-7 with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
South Florida has 3 difficult games to start, 3 ranked teams, the only team in the country with 3 ranked opponents to begin. Boise State at number 25. Then they will tangle with number 15 Florida in Gainesville next Saturday, and then number 10 Miami the Saturday after that down in Miami or Fort Lauderdale, whatever city Hard Rock Stadium?
Yep, that's right. You know, it's interesting with this new day and age of trying to get into the playoff as well. Almost interesting scheduling by them, because even if they go 2-1 through that slate, they're going to go 1-0, obviously, I think, after this football game. But even 2-1 for the Bulls through that slate would be a huge success. But that's going to be a tough battle for them.
Still got to win your conference. Run left side. Franklin will carry. Got around Smith, the corner, and then having to come up from the safety spot, Washington to make the tackle. But another 6 yards for the Bulls on the run.
Yeah, probably my biggest complaint with the defense after the first quarter is just poor tackling, really, for much of this game.
The stage of the game, maybe getting a little tired. It's hot.
That's still no excuse. You got to play through the final whistle and not get yourself embarrassed on national TV on ESPN.
19 minutes is all time of possession for the Bulls tonight. Boise State's have it 30.5. Quick throw to the left side. Washington with the stop, making the tackle on Joshua Porter, the receiver. Porter gained 20 pounds since spring and still not a very heavy guy at 184, so he was 164 last year. Third down now and a little more than 5. And now, not being a hurry-up team, USF wanting to take as much time between plays, something that they, during the first half and third quarter, did not want to do.
Yeah, they could have probably ran 3 plays through that break right there.
With 4, they snap the ball to Brown. Brown stops just short of the line of scrimmage. Bullets a pass to Franklin, and it's too hard for him to catch. So it'll be an incomplete pass, and now Boise State's done a nice job. They get the Western Heating and Air third down stop, and on 4th down and 6, USF will punt the football away.
Bob, after watching a little more than 3 quarters of this football game, I'm curious on what your, I guess, NFL scouting report on Byron Brown. Do you think he's an NFL quarterback?
I don't know. An NFL quarterback is so tough.
Yeah, no
so
doubt.
tough.
No, but I think if he can replicate what he did in 2023, I think no doubt he'll get drafted.
Yes. 16 of 24, throwing for 210. This time the punt from Leone, kind of off the side of the foot. And it's going to roll dead between the 35 and 40 at about the 37-yard line. So only a 33-yard punt that time. Brock will stop with 9 minutes to go. And Boise State will take over officially on their own 38-yard line. Next week, the Broncos will have a Friday game against Eastern Washington, a bye, and then we'll start Mountain West play against Air Force. Madsen, quick throw over the middle. Penry with his first catch out to the 45-yard line. Making the stop is Duclona. So it's 2nd down and 3 after the gain of 7. Madsen in the pocket, tries to slip through the defense. Carries tacklers. He's going to get the first down out to the 48-yard line. A little slow to get up as he was battling his way against 2 or 3 really big defensive linemen for the Bulls.
Yeah, this Bulls defense has been a pretty hard-hitting crew as well. And just Maddox Madsen's taking a few shots, no doubt about it. But his heart, he is playing with everything he's got, even though he hasn't had the most success today.
Singleton back in. He's the leading receiver, 5 catches for 93 yards. He had the 45-yarder on the fake punt from the backup quarterback. Madsen runs, gets by the defensive line to the 45 to the 40, slides, getting the Mountain America first down at the 37-yard line. So that's going to be a run of better than 20 yards for Madsen.
Yeah, and really to tell you about the running game, that puts in the position potentially be the leading rusher of this ball game too for Boise State. It's only a few yards behind Sire Gaines.
Madsen gets the snap. Broncos battling. Madsen throws the ball, and a great catch by Lauder. Going for the interception was Rucker. Rucker couldn't quite get it. Lauder with a great catch, snatching it out of the air, and a nice job getting the ball inside the 35 to the 33.
Yeah, since we were talking about NFL dudes earlier, I think no doubt Matt Lauder is an NFL dude too.
He and Casey might be the 2 most likely this year. Madsen right side in traffic, threw it a little high. Ford couldn't quite bring it down. Clock stops. It'll be 3rd and 7. 7:15 to go. And Boise State with the ball just short of the USF 33-yard line. Broncos have been down in the red zone a few times tonight. They are just 1 out of 3. Not in the red zone yet. USF is going to spend a defensive timeout. They'll use their 2nd of 3.
Second, charge them out of the half.
And it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. Let's take a break with 7:15 remaining. Broncos will have a 3rd and 6 from the 33 after the USF timeout. trailing at 31-7 on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Summer's coming to a close. You could tough out the remaining heat waves, but why suffer when you can get the lowest prices of the year on air conditioning? Right now, Bill's Heating and AC is offering rock-bottom pricing in celebration of our new partnership with the Boise State Broncos. We want you to be comfortable as you root for the Broncos, so we've made our guaranteed lowest prices even lower. Call Bill's Heating and AC today before this deal is gone. Call 208-96-BILLS. That's 208-96-BILLS.
Bronco fans, you bring the noise, and these restaurants bring the flavor. Our Boise State preferred restaurant partners include Anthony's, Chip Cookies, Costa Vida, Dutch Bros, Firehouse Subs, Guthrie's, Paddles Up Poke, Ruth's Chris, Taco Bell, and Tucanos. Show them some love for supporting your Broncos next time you grab a bite.
My name is JJ. I grew up in Glens Ferry area, and we're out here barbecuing, going hiking. The dangers of rural roads is just how isolated you can be, being away from town and maybe not having great cell service, so if something happens, you can't get an Uber. I think if you're planning on drinking, plan ahead, getting a designated driver, and just making sure that you have a way home safely. Stay safe, Idaho.
Welcome back. Raymond James Stadium, 7:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Broncos on the move, but trailing 31-7. This will be the sixth play of the drive. They've moved it 29 yards to the Bull 33-yard line and face a 3rd down and 6.
And again, Boise State I thought looked pretty dang good after the first quarter. Defense had a couple 3-and-outs. USF didn't have anything going offensively, and Boise State was moving the ball downfield. Then once we got to the second quarter, Sire Gaines lost the fumble in the red zone. USF hit a fake punt for a long touchdown. Ever since then, all the momentum has been on the Bulls' side.
Fumble occurred with the score 10-7 USF. Boise State had the ball at the USF 14-yard line, which was where it was recovered by the Bulls. And then Boise State hurt themselves on their first drive of the game. Malik Sherrod on a pass fumbled at the USF 39-yard line. Broncos with a 3rd and 7. Sherrod in the backfield with Madsen. Hand the ball to Sherrod, trying to run to the right side. Sherrod got pushed back after a gain of a couple. At linebacker, Jalen Schuler. Schuler and Harris have been outstanding on defense for the Bulls. Schuler now with 14 tackles in the game. Harris has 8.
South Florida defense, as good as advertised. Heard Maddox Madsen say they play fast and hard. They certainly did so against Boise State tonight.
Broncos going for 4th down again. They're 2 out of 5. Ball is at the 30. They need to get to the 27. 4th and 3. Madsen's pass in and out of the hands of Gaines. And USF will take over with 6:34 remaining. And tough opener tonight for the Broncos.
Yeah, and Boise State knew this was going to be a tough one. Obviously, the state of Florida, one of the best recruited states in the entire country. A lot of athletes, even though you still have Florida State, Miami, the Gators, UCF even. Still plenty of athletes here in the state of Florida to build a pretty good football team. And as you said earlier, Alex Golish in his 3rd season at 7-6, a big improvement 2 years ago, and probably would have been a 10-win team last season if it wasn't for Brown getting hurt in Game 5.
When you look at what he kind of inherited, they were 4-29 in the 3 years before he took the job. So he got the job in 23. So 20, 21, and 22, they were 4 and 29. Came from Tennessee, run up the middle to Isaac, missed tackles, the 50, the 40, to the 30, and he'll get ankle tackled by Franklin Johnson, and that will save a touchdown.
Yeah, again, we talked about it just a few seconds ago about how athletic and fast and big that Southern Florida is, even though they're still a group of 5. Again, just explosive plays against Boise State, and not the best at tackling by the Broncos either.
So they get a first down at the 21. They're going to run the clock under 6 minutes to go. Isaac, one of the backup running backs, in there with Brown. Run to the left side and a slide by Brown, the quarterback.
Yeah, that in the first half, that would have been trying to run over a Boise State defender, but this time Brown trying to be protected with his body with the 31-7 lead with 5.5 minutes left to go in the game.
USF now has outgained Boise State just 365 to 328 yardage total. And then if you look at the score, kind of don't add up.
Well, you take away the 3 turnovers for Boise State, this is probably a different ball game too.
Running the clock down towards 5 minutes to go. Handoff, Isaac again up the middle. Isaac plows his way inside the 15 down to the 13. Get about 5 or 6 more yards. Third down coming up. They've got 3rd and 2 from the 13, and when the next snap of the ball comes, there'll be just a little more than 4 minutes remaining. USF sub, that give Boise State an opportunity to sub. Power formation, Norton behind a couple of blockers in the backfield. Brown is under center, and it will be Norton to carry, and Norton's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a half yard. It'll be 4th down, and it'll be interesting to see what Coach Golis tries to do for the Bulls, whether he tries to take 3 or whether tries to go for it here.
I think it's a no-brainer. You go for it. If you kick a field goal here and make it essentially, in my mind, I take it as rubbing the other team's nose in it to some degree. If you go for it on 4th down, you might think, well, that's kind of rubbing their nose in it too. But no, you get the first down to try to keep eating away at the clock, which is now under 4 minutes in the game.
4th and 3 from the 15. Just inside the 15. Power formation, 3 guys behind Brown in the backfield. Play clock down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. And they're going to call a timeout, their final timeout.
And final, charge them out of the half.
And this clock will stop with 3:34 remaining. We've got timeout. We got one more to get. They don't want to take it. We'll take it. 31-7 Bulls on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Bronco Nation. Ideal, Idaho's education savings program, is a proud partner of Boise State Athletics and an ideal way to save for college. Did you know that it only takes $25 to start an Ideal 529 savings account and you get tax benefits? There is no better time than today to start saving for college expenses for you or your loved one. Information and a full disclosure statement, including risks, terms, and conditions, can be found online. Please read carefully before investing. idsaves.org. Go save for college and go Broncos.
Hello, is this Pacific Source Health Plans?
This is a health plan.
I'm trying to reach Pacific Source. I know I'll get a person on the phone when I call them.
What do you think I am?
I mean, you sound like a person.
That's what counts.
Automated systems can do a lot, even sound a lot like people. What automated systems can't do is offer the quality our members rely on: empathy. When you call Pacific Source Health Plans, you'll talk to a person who cares.
What did you say your name was?
Nexa 9000.
Gramatica makes a 34-yard field goal, and that extends USF's lead to 34-7.
Yeah, like I said, you have personal preferences. Mine is that's rubbing the nose in it to some degree, but still, I guess, tip of the cap for South Florida for playing a good game against a ranked opponent in Boise State, who will no longer be ranked after this one.
So on that drive, on the First Federal Bank scoring drive, visit bankfirstfed.com to join Idaho's community bank of choice and enhance your financial well-being. 56 yards in 5 plays. And it comes 3:05 off the clock. Bulls now up 34-7. We're going to get an ID after the kickoff here. Kickoff's presented by Bill's Heating and AC. Kicking off will be Zuagi. And Zuagi's kick is going to be a touchback. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station ID. This is Bronco football. Broncos now with 3:29 to go, 34-7. The final score, really the only thing in doubt right now. Boise State obviously has won so many games in the time you and I have called games. Couple games at Washington come to mind to open the season that were a little rough.
Tough,
like this.
no doubt. And I was a part of the team that got smoked by your Georgia Bulldogs back in 2005 as well. A little bit surprising, though, for Boise State. Was a 5.5-point favorite in this ball game. It's obviously surprising to see them only having 7 points to the board and giving up 34.
Broncos have brought Max Cutforth, the backup quarterback, in to give him a little experience. And I think right now, with 3:34 to go, down 34-7, you're looking to the rest of the season.
Yep.
This is a non-conference game.
Yep.
You want to do something you've never done before, and that's three-peat in the Mountain West.
You know, and some people might say the CFP is completely off the table now for Boise State, but still a long season. As we all know, chaos happens every single year with football. And the most important thing to remember is you have to be a conference champ even to be eligible. So obviously Boise State still in the race.
Probably the biggest thing that would help Boise State is if the American plays
themselves,
rock
no doubt.
Scissors, paper with one another.
No doubt.
Handoff to Riley, and Riley will run for 4 yards from the 25 to the 29-yard line. Clock running, 3:14 to go, 34-7. Broncos scored first, led 7-0 after one. 34 unanswered for the Bulls. Three turnovers that have really hurt tonight. Getting the snap is Cutforth. They'll hand it off again. And the running back will be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain for Riley. And it'll be 3rd down and about 6 coming up for the Broncos. Clock running down to 2:34 left. Home opener will be 7 o'clock a week from tomorrow night against Eastern Washington. Look forward to seeing you. Volleyball match with Arizona take place at the Bronco Gym at 3:30 before the game. So a doubleheader on campus. Cutforth gets the snap, looking to throw his first pass. Cutforth long, left side, juggling catch by Brown. Nice going. Max Cutforth with his first completion of the season. Quentin Brown with his first catch, and it brings us to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, it was a real nice pitch and catch there from the backup quarterback Cutforth to the true freshman. They're on the outside, Quentin Brown.
So we'll go to the 2-minute timeout. 34-7 in favor of the Bulls. As we look at the Mountain West this week, last week there were several Mountain West teams that got into action. Hawaii with a nice win over Stanford. Fresno State did not look very good against Kansas State.
You know, in Fresno's defense, though, which I'll never defend Fresno, but I guess I will this one time, Kansas was opening up that new stadium, probably walking into a buzzsaw, and there's probably not a whole lot of teams that would have beat Kansas last weekend.
We look at the other Mountain West games tonight. Of course, we started at 5:30 Eastern time. Wyoming very early in the first quarter with a lead on Akron. 3-0. Akron, the home team in that game. Stony Brook, a school from Long Island, will be at San Diego State. That game will start later tonight. Tomorrow, UNLV will be at Sam Houston. UNLV did not look good in their win over Idaho State. Central Michigan will be at San Jose State. And then on Saturday, Nevada at Penn State. Bucknell at Air Force. New Mexico will be at Michigan. UTEP at Utah State. UTEP will have Malachi Nelson starting at quarterback for them.
He beat out the incumbent. Good for him.
Georgia Southern will be at Fresno State. Hawaii will be at Arizona. And then I think an interesting one late night Saturday, Colorado State at Washington.
That will be a good game because Washington not really where they were with DeBoer, who's now at Alabama. But I think the highlight game is the first game that kicks off on Saturday, Texas at Ohio State.
A lot of people think both of those teams have a very good shot at a national championship.
No doubt.
Ohio State would be on a repeat, and Texas with Arch Manning, they have a lot of expectations.
And you know, it's interesting. Arch Manning only has 3 starts under his belt, too. So even though everyone's kind of crowned him as the next coming of one of the great Manning quarterbacks, he's still got a lot left unproven, too.
2 minutes to go. Broncos with a 1st and 10 at their own 47. Max Cutforth just hit a 19-yard pass to Quentin Brown. Our coverage in Boise with Bronco Game Day will begin at 2 o'clock next Friday. Network coverage will begin at 6 o'clock on the Bronco Radio Network presented by Coca-Cola. Got our post-game show to come.
And game night should be an interesting show tonight too as well if Bronco fans want to stay up for that and I guess try to relive this butt kicking that they received down here in Tampa.
Cutforth looking for some valuable experience. I was impressed with him when he had a media availability the other day as a backup quarterback. I had never met him. I had never heard from him.
Didn't even know what he looked like.
Exactly. And I thought handled himself extremely well.
And typically most quarterbacks are typically well put together, but Cutforth, truly impressive, no doubt about it.
It's an opportunity here. We'll see if he can lead the Broncos to a score. Whitlock in motion. Holmes at center. Riley with a run. He'll get to the 49, so he'll pick up 4. Gets into USF territory at the 49-yard line. Clock moving with 1:43 left. Snap to Cutforth, pass to Whitlock. Whitlock with a nice job on the receiver screen. He's going to get another Mountain America first down. Boise State, by the way, with 9 more first downs tonight than USF.
I know USF called off the dogs to some degree, but see Cutforth, I like how he throws the football, really not lobbing it. So the ball is on a rope. That's what you want to see out of a quarterback, is the ball explode out of his hand, and Cutforth certainly has that.
Kobe Young, the former basketball player, in the game now as a wide receiver to the left side. Handoff Riley, hard running. Going to get about 5 yards, down to 50 seconds left in the game.
The crowd mic picked up. You heard the pads popping for about 3 or 4 solid seconds there on that tough run from the small Dylan Riley.
38 seconds left in the game. We'll see if they let Cutforth throw the ball for the end zone here from the 32-yard line. See if you can get something in the final minute. Cutforth under center. Hands the ball off. Riley breaking a couple tackles. First down to the 25-yard line. So another 7 yards for Dylan Riley. And we're down to 15 seconds left on a tough night for the Broncos in Tampa. And it looks like Boise State not going to have another snap. Spencer Danielson coming across to shake hands with Alex Golesh. And the crowd of what is left here at Tampa is celebrating a fine win.
Yeah, I know a tough loss for all Bronco fans. Probably a little bit deflating, popping that balloon from last season. But again, still so much football ahead of us. And one thing that's good about college football, chaos will ensue. Boise State can continue.
Talk about the schedule. Can you find a few wins? Kind of reminds me of the coach you played for here. You want to doubt us? What an opportunity to make a statement beginning tonight, and for their sake, hopefully throughout the course of the year.
I think there's always that mentality here. There always has been, even in our best of days. It was, I can remember in '99 when we are going to a Rose Bowl and those same pundits, different pundits, same message. Oh, it's the worst team. We lean into that because we realize, and I think the thing with this program, when we've always